can keep termites from eating your future. Call Blue Sky Pest Control today for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, pests.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 30 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcast. So if you've been injured, make the right choice first.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
From work to errands to family life, your car takes a beating. At Recon Auto Detailing, we don't just protect it, we maintain it.
They installed my ceramic coating in shop, and now their mobile team keeps it looking brand new, right in my driveway.
Ceramic coatings, PPF, tint, all installed professionally at Recon Auto Detailing. And with our mobile detailing, we keep that fresh, protected look mile after mile. One-stop shop, zero hassle, that's Recon Auto Detailing, Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Off to Pete, back to Del Orso, fires a three, rims out no good, rebound to Waka, and he slams it home.
Tobe Awaka, the number one offensive rebounder in the nation, goes up and grabs another one with a one-handed hammer.
Back out to Karchinkov, squares up for the three, high up the rim, no good. Pete, the offensive rebound, laid up and good.
Yeah, beautiful muscle play there by Cole. Pete on the offensive glass, just using that big body to go grab that offensive rebound.
Shot clock down to 7. They'll put the play in motion. Bradley going to drive, stop, jump it up, score it! Leave it to the senior. 87-82 Arizona, 25 seconds left. Odom the other way. Three is up, back of the rim, no good. Long rebound to Walker, fouled immediately with 19.1 to go. That might be enough.
It was enough indeed. The Arizona Wildcats remaining amongst the unbeaten in major college basketball last night, knocking off the rivals from down north because we're at a higher elevation. Down north, the Arizona State Sun Devils, 89-82 at the McHale Center. A raucous crowd last night. Students back on campus. Welcome back. If you're just arriving at the break, I know we have a lot of student athletes now that arrive at the midterm, I should say, for the second semester. Early arrivals, kids. I mean, again, senior spring is not really a thing anymore if you're a student athlete. It's all about getting to campus as quickly as you can and getting yourself ingrained in what your new athletics culture is going to be. There's no, there's no hanging around high school and enjoying the fruits of that part of your life much anymore. Kids are getting here now earlier and earlier to get as much out of this college experience and especially this college athletics experience as they can get. Arizona football posted a video of a bunch of their new recruits. I mean, it's funny, Jay, that we kind of talked a little bit about this, and you kind of remarked on it because you worked in the campus neighborhood for a long time. How the kids, as you get older, the kids seem to look a lot younger. And the Wildcats put out that video yesterday. And I swear to God, I looked at that video and I'm thinking to myself, man, those kids look like they actually should still be in high school, which they should be, because they should be going through the spring semester of their senior year. But man, I was like, wow, these kids look really, really young coming into college right now. But again, you got to get here. You got to get with Cullen Carroll and start building up to what hopefully is going to be successful football careers for those young men.
We're in an era, DK, where an 18-year-old freshman may look 14, but the 19-year-old sophomore looks 20, right? Like you get through it pretty quickly because of how quick students are enrolling early. Because, like you said, you need to get that athletic eligibility clock started as fast as possible. So, Yeah, I started, University Boulevard, pretty famous for its people watching.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I left working down there is because when I started to get into my late 20s, it started to, every single freshman class that came in started to look younger and younger and younger and younger and younger. I just think that's a part of getting old. But as far as anybody enrolling right now, DK, at the U of A, welcome to Tucson. So glad to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. Get to know your new life here. It's going to be hopefully, we say hopefully nowadays, hopefully going to be your home for quite some time. But we know how that goes now in major college athletics. It may only be your home for a year.
Did you see how many
you might be somewhere else.
Names are in the football transfer portal?
I let me guess.
It's hard to get an official number because, there isn't really one out there. Even like some of those On3 networks, they don't necessarily have official. But I read that there are more names in the portal than there are scholarships available.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's bound to happen.
So the musical chairs where potentially there's a person out there who thinks their market value is high and they're trying to maybe potentially increase their playing time or NIL value might not have a home at the end of the cycle. So, but good news that the basketball, as of announced, I think 2 days ago, the NCAA committee on Wednesday announced that they're going to shift it to the day after the national championship game. Much better than the football transfer portal, which started the day of the Friday before the first round of college football playoffs. So, yeah, too many names in the portal with games still on the schedule. Good that basketball is shifting it so the portal doesn't start until after the season.
Yeah, we really did not get into that on our pregame show yesterday for Arizona basketball, that had indeed taken place now, where the transfer portal will open after the national championship games. Of course, the ladies play on Sunday, so their portal will open on Monday, and the fellows play on Monday, same weekend, and then their portal will open on Tuesday. So that is a new policy that is now in effect as of Wednesday, courtesy of what they now call the NCAA Division I cabinet. I have no idea who is in this cabinet, how many people are in this cabinet. But they are the ones charged with trying to at least keep a hold of what this whole crazy process is going to look like for your student athletes moving forward. 520-848-1290 is our phone number. 520-848-1290. We'd love to chat with you. If you were at the Arizona basketball game last night, 89-82, a lot closer than most people expected. Give the Sun Devils some credit. They played extremely well. They looked a lot like the Sun Devil team that we saw earlier this year in Maui, a team that obviously upset Texas, who last night Texas took down one of the unbeatens in Vanderbilt. That's a really solid program, and ASU looked good down in Maui, getting to that championship game where we mentioned last night they fell to their old co-hosts from the Pac-12 Conference, the Southern California Trojans. But that was the team that everybody was excited about. I think if you were an ASU fan, you were excited about that team. And unfortunately, there's been some injuries. And I don't know what it is up there, but they seem to get hurt every single year.
Yeah.
Every single year, it seems like they have numerous injuries. So, I'm not knocking anything that's going on up there. I don't know what's happening with their strength and conditioning. I don't know what's going on with their training staff. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, if it's just dumb luck. But they seem to get hurt every single season, and it torpedoes. I mean, they got off to a 9-2 start last year, stumbled in Big 12 play, and they got off to a 9-2 start this year, and then ended up losing 4 in a row down the stretch of the non-conference into the conference.
Again, to me, it's pretty simple in that ASU has 7 incoming transfers and 4 freshmen. So that means 11 new faces on the roster this year that weren't here last year. One of the reasons the Arizona Wildcats have been so consistently good this year, DK, is 4 incoming freshmen have been, as expected, as advertised. However, you talk about Moteus Krivas, Tobe Awaka, Anthony Del Orso, and obviously Jaden Bradley. There's a lot of guys in this rotation who have multiple years experience in Coach Lloyd's system, much easier to teach some of the younger guys coming in. So Coach Hurley is going to have those ups and downs. They've got talent, but there's going to be games where they lose by 25 to a team they shouldn't, and games where they show up against the number 1 team in their own building and are competitive right down to the end. I just think inconsistency should be the norm for a lot of these teams around the country that are trying to incorporate so many new faces. It's just impossible to get everybody on the same page every minute of a 40-minute basketball game. You're going to have ups and downs, and that's just the standard we see across the country.
Yeah, no question about that. We will let you hear from Bobby Hurley coming up in this hour. We didn't get to any of his post-game comments last night due to the nature and length of our show, but we'll let you hear what he had to say.
You mean our show that ended at 2 a.m.?
Yeah, it was,
that one?
It was pretty close. Pretty close, 1:45 last night. But, hey, that's how we roll here, and we're going to have some early – we're going to switch it up and have some early morning pregames there. I think we got 2 Saturdays in a row where the Wildcats play at noon, so we'll be on the air at 8:30 in the morning on those. 10:30 this coming Saturday, another 2 o'clock tip, much like last Saturday only, and once again, the Wildcats will be on the road at Central Florida. In fact, they are leaving. Were they leaving? Are they already in the air, or are they leaving now?
Brian told me he would be in the air shortly. So
okay,
yeah.
So they are in the air and on the way to Orlando for the game against an upstart and playing well Central Florida team. So that's going to be very interesting to watch coming up this Saturday.
You know, speaking of 2 a.m.s, I mean, we've been doing 2 a.m.s forever. It's part of the thing, and we love doing it. The only bad one this year, I think, was the UCLA game, right?
Yeah,
there was a 8 p.m.
turnaround.
tip into like a 9 a.m. kick or something like that.
Exactly. So we got off the air
it's
at
really
1
just those
and had to be back on the air at 5:30.
4-hour changeovers where you leave and you come back 4 hours later.
Central Florida 3-1 so far in conference play. They are one of the teams that's beaten Kansas this year. Their only loss is to Oklahoma State, but that's Oklahoma State's only win. That came on the road. They lost over in Stillwater, and they have beaten Cincinnati and Kansas City. So, and I don't know. Again, Kansas State has not won a game. So those two teams are combined 1-7. In the 2 of the 3 teams that they've beaten in conference play. So they have kind of, done what they need to do, and that's take advantage of the poor squads in the Big 12 right now.
Yeah.
But again, you don't want to look past the fact that they are still a pretty good team at 14-2. They've only lost one other game. They lost to Vanderbilt earlier in the year, who
that was close
undefeated.
Too.
Yeah, that was a 8-point game or 12-point game. And Vanderbilt was undefeated until the other night. So,
the thing about it is, like, if you look at UCF, their record is 14-2, and they're unranked. And that tells you everything you need to know this time of year. Just not quite the strength of schedule. Could be a very good team. It's hard to know. One game this year versus a top 25 team. They won versus Kansas, so clearly they've shown that the capacity to be able to win those big games. But it's tough when you're first. They have a front-loaded, easy schedule, and like Arizona, their back end is a pretty tough one.
It's about to get tough for them because they're going to play Arizona on Saturday. Then they got to play Iowa State, who won't be number 2, but they'll still probably be in the top 5, I would think, or close to that. And then they've got 2 of their next 4 games after that are against Texas Tech and Houston. So they're going to play 4 of their next 6 are going to be against the ranked teams in the conference.
I got to be really careful how I say this, but it's no pity for the Forkies, right? And but their schedule, if you really look at it, they went at Provo, Kansas State, at Arizona, and then their next game is 3 days from now at Houston, at BYU, at Arizona, at Houston in a 4-game stretch is crazy.
Yeah.
3 top 10 teams in their building. That's what the Sun Devils are dealing with this stretch of 10 days.
520-848-1290 is our number. You can call us. You can text us. What were your top takeaways from last night's win by Arizona? We did not get into this, J-Dub. The Wildcats did not have one of those kill shot runs that we've been talking about. That's a 10-0 run. And a number of games had at least one, I believe, in like the last 4 or 5 games. Yeah. It's been like a 4 or 5 game stretch where they've had at least one.
A lot of early ones.
And normally they have multiple 10-0 runs in these games. They did not have one of those last night. However, in the second half, they did make 11 consecutive shots in the game. We did not necessarily talk about that on the post-game show, that they made 11 field goals in a row last night.
What we did talk about is the fact that Arizona shot 54%, and it was a 2-possession game, right? Down to the wire. After JB, that highlight we heard at the start, JB making that shot made it a 6-point game, I think, with 30 seconds left. So I would just say that Arizona State, their shot makers last night were very impressive in the moments where Arizona was out and about to get off to one of those 10-0 spurts. You would see maybe Arizona make a basket, get a stop, make a basket. ASU would make a basket, a tough floaters and whatnot in the lane for Odom especially, and Jop in the middle. So it was just a matter of Arizona generally getting stops, securing those defensive rebounds. That's what leads to the 10-0 runs. The Sun Devils last night just made a lot of shots to stem those runs. I counted in the building maybe 4 or 5 times. Arizona looked like they were going to push the lead out both first and second half. and ASU was just game, and they had a lot of good shot makers shooting 48% for themselves on the field. But those 11 consecutive field goals, DK, they needed every one of those.
Yeah.
Very competitive game down to the end.
Yeah, that's a hot streak for sure. Koa Pete obviously led the way, 24 points and 10 rebounds. You had Toby Awaka with 25 points, 8 of 11 from the floor, 8 of 8 from the line. The Wildcats continue to be a pretty solid free throw shooting team, 21 out of 26 last night, and they went to the line 15 more times than Arizona State. That's how you win when, Arizona State made 11 threes last night. They kind of looked like an NBA team. They took 25. They made 11 in that respect, but the Wildcats out-rebounded them plus 11 and went to the line, like I said, 15 more times and outshot them there by 14. So that's how you kind of edge out a 7-point win at home when a team gets hot like the Sun Devils did. You had Maurice Odom who went 4 for 11. Now, he had to take 24 shots to get to his 23 points last night. Noah Musin, also pretty impressive. We talked about their roster, which is loaded with international guys, and he might be one of those guys to look at. He was my pass, Noah Musin, and he was definitely that at the offensive end, making 4 out of 5 3-point shots.
By the way, those 25 were a career high for Tobe Awaka. And how about this? Moteus Krivas with the career high 25, 3 games versus K-State. And Tobe Awaka, a career high last night, 25. So both the bigs, we talked quite a bit recently about early and often feeding the post and establishing that post dominance early in games. 3 games ago, it was Mo Krivas going 7 for 10 from the field for his 25 points. And last night, Tobe Awaka dominant on the glass, really aggressive going to the rim. I mean, a couple of those dunks he had, DK, in traffic, really, really impressive. His offensive game's come around quite a bit since I saw him first up on campus from Tennessee. But both the bigs, DK, both the senior bigs with career highs in the past 3 games.
All right, we're going to talk quite a bit of Arizona basketball today. We're going to be joined by Joe Freeman. He is a beat writer for the Portland Trailblazers at the Oregonian up in Portland. He covers Caleb Love. We'll check in and see how Caleb is doing. He's getting a lot of time on the floor in his initial season in the National Basketball Association, largely due to the fact that the Blazers have had a ton of injuries. They'll be home tonight against the Atlanta Hawks. So we'll check in and see how things are going with Caleb. Mark Daniels is going to join us. He's the broadcaster for the Central Florida UCF Golden Knights, and we'll find out a little bit more about that team and what they've got going on. Mark Daniels scheduled to join us in the 5 o'clock hour. Also, we'll give you we'll finish up our NFL Tucson recaps. We heard from Lathan Ransom the other day. We will hear from Tetro McMillan and Bijan Robinson. We'll try to get both those in for you today, and if not both today, we'll get one in today and one in tomorrow. Tetro McMillan, obviously a chance potentially to be on the short list of candidates for NFL Rookie of the Year with a 1,000-yard season receiving, and Bijan Robinson definitely going to be in the conversation for MVP of this league this year with what he was able to do both running and catching the football for the Atlanta Falcons. DK on the sports tip. We want to hear from you at 520-848-1290. Cricket is here now, and she's getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Collision Stone and Speedway and Stone Avenue. Roadwork slowing you down westbound Fort Lowell. At Campbell, stay left to get by. Can't use westbound Glen west of Tucson. Boulevard is an alternate route, but if you use Prince near Campbell, keep in mind there's westbound road work there. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 11th and get your application fee waived. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Get your application fee waived through February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
They say time flies like a sparrow.
And fruit flies like a banana. We're off to a great start.
If you two don't mind, I'd like to tell our customers about something they won't do in 2026.
I'm not doing a lot of things.
Like changing your socks.
Guys, I'm talking about no payments or interest for a full year on a new system.
Oh, people are going to like that.
You should tell them.
As I was saying, Alaskan AC can install a brand new heating and air system and have no payments or interest. For a year.
365 days.
12 months.
You'll get all the comfort, and you won't write a check for a whole year.
Ha! Ron still writes checks.
He's so old, the first picture of him was an oil painting.
You guys having fun?
I never have fun.
I'm having a little fun.
This is big. With approved credit, get a spanking new furnace and AC system. No payments or interest for a year.
Spanking new?
Ron talks old-timey.
Schedule your appointment today, whenever you want, online at alaskanac.com.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Wildcat fans, why wait for a great night's sleep? At Factory Direct Mattress of Tucson, you get comfort for life and deals you can't get anywhere else. Shop top-rated brands like the award-winning Puffy, Lisa, and our FDM lineup, all at Factory Direct Savings. No gimmick, no pressure, just comfort that helps you wake up feeling like a champion. Find us at 3936 West Ina Road or at fdmtucson.com. That's fdmtucson.com. Easy to find, easy to save. Stop by today, sleep better tonight, and get ready for Arizona's next victory.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
As the new year begins, Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing would like to thank you for allowing us to serve Tucson and the surrounding communities for the past 25 years. Whether it is a small water leak or a full air conditioning replacement, we do it all, big or small. For professional service, call Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at picturoxcooling.com.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Arizona Wildcats knock off the Arizona State Sun Devils 89-82. 17-0 on the season. 4-0 in conference play. Heading down for game number 5 of Big 12 action Saturday. Orlando, Florida against the UFC Knights. Knights came here last year, so this is only the second time, or will be the second time, that these two teams have ever played a college basketball game against each other. Let's hear from the other side last night. What did Bobby Hurley have to say about the game and his team? His team specifically, he begins with after an 89-82 loss to the rivals.
Group, we've been behind in a number of games, come back and won this year. So
not surprised, even when we got down 12 in the second half, guys came in and made plays and got us to a one-possession game inside a minute where we had a chance. But, I mean, they're really good. You could wear people down sometimes with your speed, just getting the ball up and down the floor, and guys get tired. I think they have a unique ability with their roster to wear teams down inside. Just, the size and the physicality of their front line is different than probably anything that we've seen this year. And I thought our guys battled and really tried really hard to hang in there in the paint, but they're very good at positioning and sealing and getting angles, and they got some really talented players out there on the front court especially. And then Bradley, I've always been a big fan of his. I mean, he makes big shots at big times in the game. The pull-up was a huge shot at that point in the game.
Bobby, Koa got loose in transition a few times and put back some misses. Just how hard is he to track in those situations?
Yeah, he's, again, physical, great feel for the game, knows how to play. I mean, we had to try and help our front court by not always our pickup point with him wasn't always ideal, and we allowed him to get a head of steam coming at us a couple of times, and that's where if you let him get a head of steam, let him put a shoulder into you and then elevate, he's a tough guy to stop at the basket.
Is this as good an Arizona team as you faced them now 11 years? How does this team stack up to all the teams in the past?
I don't know. I mean, they've all been pretty good. It's hard to say, or I don't want to try and compare now. I could just say they were really impressive on film. I just getting ready for them, and obviously my brother played them earlier in the year, and I watched the UCLA game and the Florida game. So I mean, they really look like they're a team that could go the distance, and that's we still have now 14 league games. If we could bottle some of what we did tonight and try and do that game in and game out, we have a chance to win some games when you could come into a place like this, which is top 5 that I've been in college basketball. And Mo could tell you how he feels about the crowd and just the environment, but it's one of the best. So the guys to come in and play the way we did, I'm pretty proud of what they did tonight.
You said going into the night that Masamba's assignment and challenge was going to be the toughest he'd face all season. What did he show you tonight?
I have, just great poise, especially early until he got in foul trouble. He struggled with that in the second half, but he was making a bunch of those little 12 to 15 footers that, and he's going to get those shots because teams don't want him getting loose in ball screen. So they're going to be very aggressive, putting 2 on the ball, and Mo did a great job, and our other guards at making those little pocket passes to Masamba, and he did very well around the basket, finishing and challenging shots. So he's just developing, game in and game out.
That was the head coach of the ASU Sun Devils after the game last night, Bobby Hurley, 89-82, talking at the end there about his big man, Masamba Diop, who I thought was really, really impressive. If he stays there, that would be great for them moving forward. But again, this is a program that tends to lose guys who shine to other schools.
Add him to the list of players who do not look like freshmen this year, DK.
No, we talked about the kids that look like freshmen. He's not one of those guys, and neither are any of our guys. Really.
No, that's what I mean.
Other than Braden kind of has that baby face look. I mean, so he kind of.
But he's got the body of a man, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And lest we not forget, what was the name of the guy last year they had, the freshman?
Here?
No, at ASU. Their freshman defensive guy. He transferred to, I want to say, Kansas? Okay. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But they had another guy last year, another really promising big. So as you said, I mean, really the toughness of the landscape of college basketball these days is, are you building a program that's sustainable, or are you a feeder school for other big schools to pick and choose who of your players on your roster? And guys like Diop, clearly fit that description. He definitely, at 7'1", what is he, like 250? Really aggressive, really took on the challenge of the Arizona front line. Just wasn't enough. But really actually impressed with the whole group. I mean, as I said to begin the first segment, that's going to be a group that's going to be up and down. But clearly there's some shot makers on that team, and clearly they've got some fight in them, as you would expect. Coach, say what you want about ASU, say what you want about Coach Hurley, but nobody can ever take away the fact that he's one of the biggest competitors I've ever seen play the game of basketball all the way back to his. I remember Bobby Hurley, I think as a sophomore, playing in the Fiesta Bowl here in Tucson double overtime game. That was the part of that double home and away that they did back in the late 80s, early 90s with Lute. And, Bobby's seen crowds at their greatest in McHale Center, TK, as a player. Obviously, the last 11 years as the ASU coach, a little bit more vitriol from the student section towards Bobby in this building potentially than others. But there's no doubt that his teams are going to compete because they always have. It's just injury issues and roster retention is the biggest issues up in Tempe.
We mentioned yesterday, obviously, Bobby Hurley still on top of the all-time college basketball assist leader list, and he has not played in college in 33 years he's been out of college, but
he holds both the all-time assist record for NCAA basketball career and the NCAA tournament. The tournament record may never be broken because he played in so many Final Fours in every year. Here's the funny thing is that Braden Smith, right? Or not Braden Smith, the guy from Purdue. Braden, what's his name?
Brendan.
Brendan
Smith.
Yeah, he is actually on the verge. He's about 220 away, I think it is. That's a record, the all-time career assist record. I thought nobody would ever come close because you think about it, you'd have to start. What point guard, DK, starts as a freshman, day one on campus?
Yeah,
racks up enough assists continuously throughout their sophomore, junior, and senior campaigns without moving on to the NBA or some other opportunity. So the idea of a 4-year starting point guard who's capable of racking up those numbers of assists, it's just not something that's going to likely happen. Like Cal Ripken's streak, right? So many guys take days off these days. It just is not the same game as it was in the late 80s, early 90s as relative to the feeder system to the pros, and guys just don't stick around. So, yeah, it's one of those records that stood a long time, and a lot of people thought it might never be broken.
It actually is Braden Smith, the guard that we were talking about there from Purdue.
We saw him as a freshman when Arizona went in there and got beat by those Purdue guards. It wasn't Edey, it was the guards.
Yeah, he has, as of today, they've played 17 games. So as of today, he has 922 career assists. So it looks like he's right around 15th or so on this list that I'm looking at right now. Can you name one other guy in the top 5 all time?
Probably not. I mean, trying to think, because again,
the top 3 guys are. Well, we talked about it the last week. The top 3 guys, all-time assists, are all from the triangle.
I know the guy from North Carolina State played there. It's like an Italian name.
Chris Corchiani.
Yeah. I remember him.
He's second all-time, 38 assists behind Bobby Hurley. Hurley had 1,076. Chris Corchiani had 1,038. Can you name the Carolina end of that triangle?
Probably it would have to be a 4-year starter. At point guard?
Yes.
Coda?
Ed Coda.
Yeah,
Ed Coda, 1,030. So he's 8 behind Corchiani.
Here's the thing. You have to think about a guy who's not necessarily a scorer first. So Bobby Hurley could knock down some threes, but he was never looking for his own shot. And playing with guys like Christian Laettner, Grant Hill, like you have to have finishers to be able to rack those up. And Coda fits that same description. I mean, there were some great players on those North Carolina teams during that stretch, but Ed Coda was not looking for his own very often.
The only other guy above 1,000, not a major, not a Power 4, Power 5 at the time school, but Jason Brickman, who played at Long Island, Brooklyn, had over 1,000. Those are the only 4 guys that have ever had over 1,000 assists in major college basketball.
And Russell Brown's probably the top guy for Arizona because, I mean, he's the career leader for Arizona. So
there you go.
Got to be.
There you go. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Again, so we'll have full shows for you today and tomorrow, and then it's a game day on Saturday. And then, of course, we will not work on Monday. Monday, the national holiday to honor my fraternity brother, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And so we will not have a show Monday. We will return with you on Tuesday. And then, so we will, next week again, The game days are Wednesday, Saturday. The Wildcats finally will have consecutive games at home because they'll welcome in Cincinnati and West Virginia. So next weekend, we get to welcome back in Caracrisa here to Tucson. Are you excited about that? How excited are you about the return of Caracrisa to Tucson?
I was gonna say, my first gut instinct was, I bet you it gets a giant ovation. And then I thought to myself, there probably isn't a single student on campus still that was here when he was here because of the way his career's been so weird. And he's bounced around so much these last 3 or 4 years. So the last time Caracrisa, amped up the student section at the U of A, maybe the seniors or fifth-year seniors, right, would have to do the math. But it's been a minute. It's been a minute since he was around.
You think the main fan base will cheer him? Yeah.
I don't think there was no animosity.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was just a matter of, oh man, I'm blanking on his name. The guy who went to Illinois.
Oh, Boswell.
Yeah, so Kylan Boswell was the guy in the waiting. Caracrisa kind of left because Boswell was coming. That didn't work out either, but that's the reason why he left. It wasn't like there was bad blood. I think the biggest issue a lot of people had is, some young people love it when a player riles up opponents' fan bases on the road. Like you'll hear Coach Lloyd often say, celebrate to our bench. Don't celebrate. Koa Peak got the Tech DK because he pointed at the opponents.
At TCU, yeah.
Right. So pointing at the opponents is trying to show them up. That's the one issue I think some people had with Caracrisa is that less so than, celebrating with his teammates, he was constantly trying to antagonize opponent fan bases. But who knows? I mean, there's also an element that thinks that's the best thing ever. But I have no doubt that he'll have a warm reception when he comes back to McHale.
So, again, next week will be Wednesday, Saturday, and then the week after that, it'll be Monday, Saturday, as the Wildcats will head to take on BYU in the Monday game. Then they'll be on the road for both of the games that week because the Saturday game will be down in Tempe at Arizona State. And then they'll actually have a week off. There'll be no midweek game that first week of February before Oklahoma State comes into town to play at McHale Center.
And then it gets
Saturday
super
7th.
real because it's at Allen Fieldhouse, Texas Tech at home, BYU at home, at Houston. That's the next 4 games after that Oklahoma State game.
So yeah, we've so I guess we could say we've officially turned the corner because I think they've played we had already because I think they have 31 regular season games and we're at game 17 now. So we are on the second half of the regular season, heading to Central Florida.
14 regular season games left. They have one guaranteed in the Big 12 Conference, right? So yeah, 15 games left outside of the NCAA tournament.
520-848-1290 is the number. Would love to hear from you. Your thoughts on Arizona basketball through 17 games. The win over Arizona State last night. If you're going to be heading down to Orlando, maybe get out of the desert and head to the coast to see your Cats play in a new venue for the first time. Cricket is not heading to Orlando, but she will head you home safely, as she does every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions reported Ina and Oracle slowing at the intersection, Oracle and Ina. Collision at Stone and Speedway, Speedway Boulevard and Stone Avenue. 47 the overnight low, sunny, 74 tomorrow and 76. Now, I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Turn big plans into real results at Lowe's with 12-month special financing on purchases of $299 or more with a My Lowe's Rewards credit card. Valid 1/15 through 1/30. Offer subject to credit approval and cannot be combined. Minimum monthly payment required. See store at Lowe's.com for details.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We're here at a local Tucson tobacco store where evil high tobacco prices have gone up yet again.
Look, up in the sky.
I'm Captain Tobacco, here to fight evil high tobacco prices.
My hero.
Remember, citizens, save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn.
Look at those muscles.
Stand back while I hang 5 on these evil high prices.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products. You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
He did it!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
My hero.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Tell them Captain Tobacco sent you.
Oh, brother.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-672-6688. That's 800-672-6688. Again, 800-672-6688.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Paid for by term provider. Premiums will vary. Plans depend on age, location, and other factors. Visit BigLoot.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-555-1509. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-555-1509. That's 800-555-1509. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-555-1509. 800-555-1509.
Everyone loves to get together for food, fun, and sports. But what's the best spot? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire, Catalina, and Oro Valley. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and for our neighbors for years, and we get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. At our Catalina Grill, you'll love the elevated bar fare and barbecue, served in our relaxed and fun neighborhood grill. Fork and Fire Catalina, where great food meets good times and a strong community. Bring everyone on down to Fork and Fire in Catalina and Oro Valley.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart Strategy does. Cumulus digital campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by over 25%. You're not average, and your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to leave average behind.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Robinhood. Your money, your move. You have to give credit to the New York Giants during this coaching cycle. John Harbaugh is one of the top names on the market, and they moved quickly to get their guy. To me, this is the perfect match for a franchise looking to get back to championship contention. John Harbaugh is a New York football giant. I'm Chris Black.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bradley to a trailing Awaka, shoots a three straight up and rattles it home.
Tobe Awaka showing off the range there, has been shooting better from the three-lane, able to knock down that top of the key three.
Fourth triple for Awaka on the season.
That might have been my favorite part of the game because JB brought the ball down and he kind of dribbled in and three guys kind of converged on him. He just flipped it out to a wide open Toby, and I was like, here it comes. Here he goes. And he just did not even hesitate.
Same. I was sitting there, maybe I was behind the basket on the side he was shooting on, and I could just tell when he caught it that he looked at the rim, right? He didn't look to hand off to a guard, which would generally be that play there. He looked because, again, Jaden Bradley is so scary getting in that lane. Too many defenders went with him. Tobe Awaka, set your feet, knock down an open shot. He's been doing that all year.
Let's hear Koa Pete's thoughts on Tobe Awaka's career game against ASU.
It's special. Tobe is a really dominant player. I'm proud of him. I see him work every day in practice, and for him to come out there, especially coming off the bench this year, for him to come out there and have that spark for us, he was huge for us in the first half and in the second half. So I'm really proud of Tobe.
Tommy Lloyd on the development of his big man in his second season here at the U of A.
I mean, tremendous. I was talking to, Coach Ken about it today, and just how much better he's gotten is really impressive. And, that's what you get when you have a high character, intelligent, talented player. You give him a little bit of time and kind of let him start feeling the effects of the compound return on his investment and his development, and we're starting to see that. So, it's great to have a lot of guys you can count on.
Yeah, and he's a fun one to watch too. I think he is gonna, again, if this team goes deep, if they can even just get past that Sweet 16 barrier and get to an Elite Eight, even if they don't necessarily make the Final Four, which we hope that they all do. I think Tobe Awaka is going to go down as one of the favorite players to have ever put on a University of Arizona uniform over his 2 seasons that he'll likely play here at the university.
Yeah, I mean, there is no doubt. I love the difference between Tobe Awaka on the court and Tobe off the court with the book clubs and all the stuff. He's just such a well-spoken young man, obviously very deep thinker, and clearly is always trying to improve himself. And then when you watch him fight 3 guys for a rebound in the key, it's very primal, right? It's like there's a great duality there. And there's no doubt. I mean, he's one of the how could you not love what he brings to the court when he comes off the bench this year, DK? I mean, as far as fan favorites go, you mentioned Kirk Kriisa coming back. I would imagine we heard the ovation for Jaden Bradley in his introduction before the game last night, and how the crowd went nuts for that. You think, not to look too far ahead, but you think about the senior night, and then you always tell the players that the crowd really, really get behind and love by how much noise they make. And I have no doubt all the seniors, and Tobe will be among the guys who gets some of the loudest ovations for sure.
Jaden Bradley did not get to the line in this game. That was maybe one of the anomalies. He has been a guy who's been able to get to the paint, draw fouls, and shoot some free throws, but he took 15 shots in the game and had that kind of elbow jumper working down the stretch as well. Hit that big one at the end to help the Wildcats kind of seal the game. But Koa Pete and Tobe Awaka doing the majority of the heavy lifting, and Tommy Lloyd on really going to those 2 guys to kind of close the game with Motias Krivas out due to foul trouble.
They were playing good and gave us a little bit of mobility, out there. And not that Mo doesn't, but just I felt like, we kind of got that lead, and, there was an opportunity maybe to put Mo back in, but, we kind of just looked at it and decided to go a little bit smaller maybe if we were going to sub. But, Mo, he has to hang with it. Mo's really coming on. And when you're a big guy and you're really coming on, the other team picks it up on you. And usually what picking it up means is way more physical. And, it's just one of those things, inside they don't call the first hit very much. So you got to be able to play through it and not get frustrated. I mean, I know, there's a number of tough plays in the TCU game, and I'm sure there's some tough plays tonight. I haven't watched the film, obviously. So, he's got to hang with it because he brings so much to this team, and, he's got to keep his head high and his energy good because he's a really good player who's getting, he's getting a lot of attention from the other teams.
It was chippy out there last night, as you would expect that it would be. Arizona State. Some words, not any pushing or anything on from the players, but some words, of course, from the guys going back and forth. Toby being one of those guys that was, had a few things to say toward the Arizona State Sun Devils when they on the hard jam foul against Koa Pete, and of course we had the situation again, another situation with the fans in the West End, maybe yelling and shouting some words that you would prefer that they don't yell, but they did. Our guy Paul in Phoenix text me that, hey, he wished the men's basketball fans would be just a little bit more pleasant. He said all we need to do whenever the other coach stands up is maybe have the band start following the coach and yell something like, "Hey, coach," and then everybody else yells, "Sit down." That would be much more collegiate friendly than F Bobby.
Yeah, and if you weren't there, it was F Bobby Hurley was the chant. And it's funny because the online discourse, DK, is completely polar opposite in that if you go to any chat message board that has anything to do with Bobby Hurley, Arizona fans unanimously say, give him a lifetime contract. We love Bobby Hurley.
Now, we weren't there, J-Dub, because we get out of the building usually around the under 8 timeout to get back to do the post-game show. But apparently, and I didn't notice this on the broadcast. I don't even know if they showed it. I haven't seen the end. But apparently, Arizona State exited the other direction after the game because, you go through the handshake line, and instead of turning around and coming back and going through their tunnel, they kept going through Arizona's tunnel and exited that way, made the left underneath, and went back to their locker room to avoid any incidents that we've seen. Obviously, there have been incidents at times in that northwest tunnel when teams from the other schools exit out of it. And Tommy Lloyd just also last night talked about the fans, the crowd, and some of the things that they were saying towards the ASU bench.
I should ask Rachel to come explain it. I have no idea. I had no idea, but you know what? I think it's a great idea. And I told Bobby before the game, it's no secret, he and I, we don't talk every day, but, we have a decent, relationship. I just told him, I'm saying, Bobby, whatever our fans are saying to you, you don't deserve, because I want to let them know from one coach to the next, because you know what? I've played at Arizona State, and it hasn't been crazy, and I've been called a lot of things in my life. But I just wanted to let him know that, I respect him as a human being and a person and a coach. So, whatever our fans are saying, that's just part of fandom. It's not real. So I think that's a brilliant idea to take him out the other side. We don't need, anything with one of our students or one of them, that impacts, two teams that are, trying to build these seasons. We don't need anything outside of the game impacting that.
Is that something that could be a regular thing or just?
I have no idea. I mean, listen, I would hope Arizona fans are classy enough to not make it a regular thing and respect our competition and respect our opponents. And if we get beat, you tip your hat to them and you move on. Instead of yelling, vulgar things. But So I have no idea, Bruce, how that came up. I was surprised as anybody when I wasn't surprised, but I'm like, that's a heck of an idea. Somebody should have thought of that earlier. UCLA probably agrees with that a few years ago.
Yeah, they probably do. We wouldn't have one of their players get arrested. Had maybe that been thought of. He mentioned Rachel. For those of you that maybe are not aware, Rachel Blunt is the Senior Associate Athletics Director for Strategic Operations. So she's probably one of the people that's kind of charged with making sure that everything inside of whatever facility it is for Arizona Athletics, be that Casino del Sol Stadium, McHale Center, the Hillenbrand Stadium, High Corbett Field, wherever there is obviously fans in attendance, that those venues run smoothly and that there are no issues. She is one of the chief lieutenants for Athletics Director Desiree Reed-Francois.
Yeah, I mean, strategic operations important in today's day and age, DK, because wrangling cats, there is an element of the student body at Arizona who are interested in the drama, because if you've been on social media in the last 5 years, it's really become a drama contest, and the more drama, the more clicks, the more shares and all that. So there's an element of people who really just want to get the content to be drama, to go viral. And that's where a lot of that comes from. I think the bulk of Arizona fans, as I said, treat McHale with a level of class, but you can't control everybody. Everybody's got their own free will. Everybody's going to do their own thing. You would just hope, and I don't know, DK, what percentage of our listening audience are 18 to 22-year-old college students at the U of A who attend games at McHale Center. But even if there are a lot of them, there's still going to be an element that are trying to cause moments like that. And when Bobby Hurley comes into town and scowls, that those chants obviously happened after a couple of situations. There was the one review, right, where he was adamant that his player had there was contact to the head. The referees said no, and his attitude after that was not exactly kind. But I don't love it when we hear horrible things like that chanted in McHale Center, but I also don't expect it. But I've come to realize that there's certain element, DK, are looking to create situations like that as opposed to, being FCC friendly.
Tommy Lloyd also, though, shouted out the rest of the crowd that was there to create, as Bobby Hurley coined it, one of the best 5 home environments in all of college basketball.
I mean, they're great. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, thank God we played at home today. Obviously it's a little bit of an advantage, and I thought our crowd was great. It's great to have the students back, but it's great. Our fans have been turning out. Tucson loves Arizona basketball, and Arizona basketball loves Tucson right back. So we're thankful for everything they gave us today, and they weren't fans today. They were participants. They helped get us to the finish line.
There you go. And the finish line was an 89-82 win for Arizona over Arizona State.
Could you imagine the chance if Arizona State had pulled that game out?
Oh, gosh. No, I don't want to think about it. Don't even want to think about that. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Much more coming up for you in the 4 o'clock hour. We're going to catch up with what's going on with Caleb Love up in Portland. He's got a game tonight at home. We'll talk to the beat writer, Joe Freeman, from the Oregonian on that Blazers beat about Caleb Love, who played 34 minutes. He played the most minutes on the team.
He's got to get close to that
in their loss to Golden State.
50-game threshold, right? Like, he's on a two-way, so he can only play 50 games this year. So I don't know what his numbers are, but I know he's been getting so much run since their backcourt is decimated. So he's going to be getting a contract at some point. There's no doubt, because he's been a pleasant surprise. A lot of people didn't think he would have that efficiency so far, so early in his career.
Well, we'll find out from Joe just how quickly that contract might come. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions Broadway and Campbell and Broadway Boulevard. Mostly southbound slowing, southbound Campbell at Broadway. Also other collisions, Ina and Oracle slowing at the intersection, mostly westbound Ina at Oracle. Earlier wreck, Stone Avenue and Speedway Boulevard. 47 the overnight low, sunny, 74 tomorrow and 76 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Celebrate Happy Honda Days at AutoNation Honda Tucson. Save up to $7,500 on pilots, leases starting at $399 a month, and enjoy incredible rates on 2025 and 2026 models. Visit us off Wetmore and Automall Drive today.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription for 65% off. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Hey, Eugene, what's with the giant pile of scratcher tickets?
Just my next greatest idea ever.
Playing the lottery?
That's right, Doug. With all my winnings, I can enroll in the UberTube car repair classes and finally fix your car right. No more disasters, Doug. Your luck is about to change.
Well, then keep on scratching, Eugene.
Good luck, Eugene. But if you need a sure thing for your next set of tires or automotive repair, check out Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. With more than 35 Top Shop awards and our Partners Network 3-year nationwide warranty, you can count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care.
And check out this month's special savings.
You'll find an entire page of them online at jackfurriers.com. Savings on tires, oil changes, batteries, wheel alignments, and more.
So call ahead, make an appointment online, or just stop by any of our 14 area locations.
Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, here to get you there.
If you could rewind 10 years, what would you do differently? Buy Apple stock at $20? Skip the Ghost Pepper Challenge? Maybe even rethink the skinny jeans. Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Some regrets are harmless, termite damage isn't. You can't go back in time, but you can keep termites from eating your future. Call Blue Sky Pest Control today for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, pests.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Your support has given me a safe place to sleep, a shower, and food in my stomach. Thank you.
The programs here have been life-changing. Thank you.
Thanks to your support, I now have the resources to maintain my sobriety.
Here I found a safe place to heal, and I found my way to God. Thank you.
Your support has made me a better mother and provided me a safe place in my recovery with me and my children.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you would like to help, or if you know someone who needs help, go to grmtucson.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
What a season it was for South Point Catholic legend Bijan Robinson.
Shotgun snap, Cousins. Hands off Robinson. Breaks a tackle over the right tackle of the 10. Breaks away at the 20. Down the sideline 30. Chase to the 40. Foot race 50. Down the sideline 40. 30. Chase to the 10. 5. Touchdown. Touchdown. What a run. 93 yards. The terrific Bijan Robinson. Absolutely incredible.
He seemed to just have his best when the lights were shining bright.
Buffalo adds another man to the front. They're going to hand to Robinson, right side, through the first wall, around the corner. Here goes Bijan Robinson. Keeps his feet. 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Atlanta. Oh, my goodness. The math on this one is easy. 81 to the house.
You know, it's in the South, it's not, oh, my goodness. It's, oh, my goodness.
You think a lot of people's bucket list has 90-yard touchdown run called by Kevin Harlan on it?
Yeah, I would think that's something, if you were playing in the National Football League, you would want to highlight with Kevin Harlan's voice on it, for sure. He is as good as it comes in terms of play-by-play. in the league. So it finished out for Bijan Robinson, 4th most rushing yards this season in the National Football League. He finished with 1,478. The only 3 running backs who were better, James Cook of the Bills ran for 1,621. Derrick Henry just continues. How many years has he been in the league? Next stop, Canton, Ohio. Derrick Henry, 1,595 yards. He had 16 touchdowns this season. Cook had 12. Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts had 1,585 yards, and then Bijan at 1,478. Surprisingly, though, Bijan only had 7 rushing touchdowns this season, and one of the reasons is because when they get down close, they generally give it to Tyler Algier. The Falcons did. On the receiving side, Bijan, 79 catches, 820 yards. He had 4 receiving touchdowns, so 11 touchdowns. He had 4 fumbles this year. So I think this was year number 3, if I'm not mistaken. So his first year he had 4 and lost 3. Last year he only had 1 fumble, did not lose it. This year he had 3 and lost 2. So still very, very good at taking care of the football. And the 1,478 yards, 22 more than he had last season.
I think the most impressive thing is more all-purpose yards than Christian McCaffrey. So looking at the all-purpose numbers, DK, he finished number 1 among running backs, number 3 overall with just 2 wide receivers ahead of him. So as far as getting that ball out of the backfield, 820 yards. Who is it with the Niners that did the 1,000 originally?
With the not Craig. Was it
maybe Roger Craig? Yeah. So 1,000. I mean, that's what I was looking for all season towards the end of the year. Is Bijan going to get to that 1,000 mark? He creeped up on it, but averaged about 50 yards a game, receiving yards a game, in addition to being 4th in the NFL in rushing yards. So just unbelievable season.
Yep. He had 487 receiving yards his first year, 431 last year. So he almost doubled those totals from his first 2 seasons this year with 820.
10.5 average.
Yeah. 10.
So he's not getting these aren't outlet passes. No.
Yeah. No, not at all. 24 first downs on his receiving yards, or receptions, I should say. This season. Let's hear from Bijan Robinson as he wrapped up season number 3 in the National Football League.
Yep. Well, first off, I got to give honor to God for everything that he's done for myself, for this team. It was a lot of adversity, but I mean, he let us finish strong, so that's the biggest thing. But yeah, man, 1 game short, and it's on us for this offseason to see that and to get better and to understand that we just can't be in the situation anymore, because we're always that close. So we have to go in and look at things and then get better from there.
From your eyes, what will it take to get over that hump?
Just being consistent, holding people accountable, always coming in with a positive attitude, and just understanding in practice, finishing practice the right way so we can finish the games how we want to finish it, and I think that's the biggest thing for this offseason.
Where do you personally go from here? How do you top this season?
By getting better for next season. That's the only way you can go. Watch this past season or the season that just ended, and get better from there in all facets of my game, and just continue to be a great leader for the guys and keep trusting God for greatness for this team, and that's the biggest thing. But that's where I go from here.
How would you characterize this season you just came off of? I know it's very fresh, but
yeah, I mean it was a great season, man. Anytime a player can go over 2,000 yards, I know that's always a blessing, and I praise God for that, man, because without him, it wouldn't have happened, and without the O-line, all the guys on the team supporting me, and just for him giving me a chance to show my God-given ability, and me and Coach Petrie always getting after it every single day. It was great. It was great, but for me, I'm such a team guy. Everybody knows me as a team guy, so I want everybody to have a chance to have a great season for themselves as well, and that's the biggest thing with me.
Arthur Blank hasn't said yet anything about Raheem's future. Do you feel like this coaching staff can be the one to get this thing over
Man, me and Raheem, man, like that's my dude, man. But you know, obviously that's Arthur Blank's decision. Like that's an upstairs decision, and you know, I'm support Raheem no matter what. So you know, I love him as a big brother, father figure, coach, everything, and just go from there.
What's the key to keeping the team together when one team is eliminated from the playoffs over a month ago?
Yeah, I mean, staying positive, always working hard in practice, like never giving into what people have to say, just always giving into us as a team and making sure that we're always, you know, coming together and trying to get better eternally. And you know, I think we did a great job of that these past 4 weeks. But yeah, we just fell short from it.
What has Tyler meant to you?
Everything, man. That's my brother right there, bro. Like, you know, I know this business, you know, and I pray whatever happens, like, is the best for him, because that's the biggest thing. So, you know, I want everything for him to happen. Obviously, I'm a little selfish and want to hear, but if it's here, if it's not, like, you know, me and Ty, we're forever going to be brothers. Like, that's my brother for life, and you know, it's a sad moment knowing maybe this could not be the last game together, but you know, I'm gonna cherish it with all I got, and you know, I love that dude for, you know, with everything that I have, man.
You took a beating, man. Let's be really terrible. You just stay off the grid for like a month and do nothing, and then just, you know, rehab and get whole.
Yeah, man. I mean, well, the blessing was like I feel great. Like God got me out this season healthy, and you know, this is a time where like sometimes players can be, like you said, just banged up and ready to do something else. But man, I feel great, man. Like I wish we can keep going. But yeah, it is what it is right there.
How much did the recovery lessons you learned from Christian during the offseason, I remember you talked about him in the preseason a lot, help you this season to feel this way?
Yeah, it helped a lot. Like he's a veteran in the business, so just him giving me tools and tips definitely helped me out this season. And you know, especially like late throughout the season is where it really hit. So you know, obviously he hasn't missed a game this year, and he's balling out. So you know, it's good to have somebody like that to help me out as well, and continuing to learn from him throughout this offseason.
It's a long time between now and then, so how do you keep the lessons from these 4 games in mind and fresh for when the season does come around next time?
Yeah, I mean, this was great into the season, but you know, now it's time to like focus on the games that we didn't finish, and sometimes just go back and look at like what we could have done better and how we could have executed a little better, just as a whole. And you know, I feel like when we do that and when we come in, I know that there's a goal that we have set, and we have to do everything that we can to accomplish it. But always keeping these last 4 games in mind and showing what we can do and what we want to do throughout the whole season.
All right, that was Bijan Robinson after after the final game, so that was before the announcement that Raheem Morris was not going to be back as the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. So again, the coach that he's played for, the GM that drafted him on that famed call, is neither one of those guys is going to be there. It's going to be Matt Ryan's football department now. The former quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons has returned in a role upstairs to try to rebuild that franchise. So it's going to be interesting to watch. In case you have not heard other NFL news today, it appears that John Harbaugh is going to be the new coach of the New York Giants. So a lot of things moving. The question is going to be what's next for the Cardinals? You know, I asked somebody last night at the game, what are the Cardinals going to do? And the response I got was probably hire somebody cheap. So yeah,
scraps, right?
There you go. That does not make me feel real good if I'm a Cardinals fan and I hear that. J-Dub mentioned Bijan Robinson finished above Christian McCaffrey in terms of all-purpose yards this season. He was number 1 in terms of guys that strictly play a major position, whether that be running back or wide receiver. Most of those guys are running backs in terms of all-purpose yards. But the top 2 leaders were actually guys that are mostly returners. Chimere Dike from Tennessee and Kevontae Turpin from Dallas are primarily returners.
Yeah, I don't know. You think return yards should be lumped in with all-purpose yard? I mean, I know it's all-purpose yards. It's in the name. I mean, it's in the title of the description of the category. And I always kind of figured like receiving and rushing is the bulk of that. So yeah, among the regular in between the lines, 4-down territory, Bijan Robinson was the best among them.
There you go. We are joined by the third member of our team today. Her name is Cricket. Cricket.
What's up?
Had tickets last week. She passed out tickets to us to have a chance to go see the final nights of the final Lights Up over at the Botanical Gardens. I had a chance to go do that. First time I had been there. That was a really, really cool experience. You know what I liked? I knew I was going to like the great I forget the name of it, but the trains, Great
American
Train Express, Great American Express. But what was really cool about the one train wasn't running. That kind of was a little bit upsetting. They had all kinds of trains running, but one was like above your head, kind of like. But apparently that was not running. We didn't get an answer to why, but it was kind of windy on Sunday.
Was it the wind?
So we thought maybe the wind might have had something to do with it, so we didn't get to see that train particularly run. But the really cool thing was they had all these different buildings from train stations across the country.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. So I didn't know that was a part of the whole thing. So you got to see all these legendary facades of the train stations, the great train stations across the United States. So I have not actually ridden on a train in forever.
Yeah.
But I would like to maybe do that at some point. Because it's something that my mom has wanted to do. I don't know that we'll get to do that now that she's turned 90, but she wanted to just go and spend the night on a train.
That would be cool.
And so I kind of spent some time in the fall kind of researching different routes and what the cool routes were. The one that goes through the Rockies, probably in the wintertime, is one of the most beautiful ones. There's a coastal route that goes up the Pacific Coast through California up into Oregon and Washington. That's pretty cool as well. I was looking mostly at the route that goes through Tucson to New Orleans because I thought, well, that'd be cool. We could take it. It's like a day and a half to New Orleans. Then we could spend a couple of days in New Orleans and then hop it on it when it comes back. It gets you there, I think, like Friday night, and then the route turns around and comes back Monday. I was like, yeah, we can stay there Friday night, Saturday, or Sunday and come back Monday. That would be kind of cool too. So there's a lot of really cool. And so I literally spent like a month watching people's Amtrak videos. People get on trains and get on planes and they'd say, here's what you need to do, here's how you need to do it, and all that kind of thing. So I was literally watching breakdowns of how to ride on Amtrak.
Oh, okay. So you're full of knowledge now.
I am full of knowledge, yes.
So,
if anybody wants to know how to do it in a train
follow-up question, what kind of YouTube videos is your algorithm now suggesting to you?
Right now, just Amtrak. Everything all the time.
Well, that was, during the fall, it was, pretty much everything that came up for like the next couple of weeks after that had something to do with travel. It might not have just been trains, but it was travel. But now
if you want to waste a good hour of your life, go to the train rides where they put a camera on the front of the train through the Alps.
Oh yeah,
it will break your brain.
Wow.
Break your brain how beautiful it is. Yeah,
that's amazing.
There's another one that goes, I think, from Chicago through all the great national parks on the northern side, Montana and Idaho and all of that. Yeah, that's another good train ride across America.
The only time I ever slept on a train was when we did the spring break train from down to Mazatlan. That's the only time I've ever actually slept.
If you're sleeping on a spring break train, I think you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong, man. Man, you're such a square.
We only took. Let me rephrase that. We kind of just took a nap. Okay, we did because we didn't necessarily. It wasn't like we went to bed and slept for 8 hours. It was just you at some point you got to lay down and kind of recover a little.
Follow up: if you're napping on a spring break train, you're doing it right.
That's fair. It was just a little power nap.
Just a power nap.
Yeah,
we take a little power nap and then the party restarts again. That was that was still one of the most fun trips of my life. Long live college tours who went bankrupt because people started dying and all that kind of
thing. No.
So, when you go on spring break, you still have to be level-headed. And not everybody's level-headed when they're on spring break.
Truth.
Rest in peace.
College students aren't all level-headed?
No.
What?
Not at all. Not at all. All right, Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions that are reported Speedway and Alvernon Way, Ajo Way and 12th Avenue. Campbell and Broadway Boulevard, also Ina and Oracle, mostly westbound, slowing on Ina at Oracle. Backups on westbound Fort Lowell at Campbell due to road work. At Prince and Campbell, road work there, and backups at Campbell and Prince for westbound, northbound, and southbound travel. 47 the overnight low, 74 sunny tomorrow, and 76 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
So I was on eBay because I'm absolutely obsessed
with this rare hologram trading card. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. eBay had it. They even had
the perfect parts that fit my car.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
They say time flies like a sparrow.
And fruit flies like a banana.
We're off to a great start.
If you two don't mind, I'd like to tell our customers about something they won't do in 2026.
I'm not doing a lot of things.
Like changing your socks.
Guys, I'm talking about no payments or interest for a full year on a new system.
Oh, people are going to like that.
You should tell them.
As I was saying, Alaskan AC can install a brand new heating and air system and have no payments or interest. For a year.
365 days.
12 months.
You'll get all the comfort, and you won't write a check for a whole year.
Ha! Ron still writes checks.
He's so old, the first picture of him was an oil painting.
You guys having fun?
I never have fun.
I'm having a little fun.
This is big. With approved credit, get a spanking new furnace and AC system. No payments or interest for a year.
Spanking new?
Ron talks old-timey.
Schedule your appointment today, whenever you want, online at AlaskanAC.com.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats.
We are the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol, where Tucson's best just got better. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards that take your experience to the next level. More thrills, more perks, more of what makes Casino del Sol unforgettable. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, good fellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save you money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
I'm Bridget Condon with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Steelers owner Art Rooney II spoke Wednesday for the first time since Mike Tomlin stepped down as head coach. Rooney said he wasn't shocked by Tomlin's decision, but was expecting to talk about running it back next season when they met on Tuesday. Rooney said they will not put a time frame on their search for a new head coach, but he expects it will take weeks. He also noted that strong leadership is one of the more important qualities that they will look for. Elsewhere, 49ers linebacker Fred Warner was back at practice Wednesday. He's been out since week 6 with a broken ankle. He still has hurdles to clear before making a return this postseason, but Warner said they're taking it day by day. And receiver Adam Thielen announced he's retiring from the NFL. Thielen played for the Vikings, Panthers, and Steelers in his 13-year career and was a 2-time Pro Bowler. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we are getting close to the midway point of the National Basketball Association season. Always great to check in and see how our Arizona basketball alums are doing. In particular, one young man who excited this fan base for the last few years and is now in his rookie season in the NBA, Caleb Love, playing up with the Portland Trail Blazers. Currently, 4th place in the Northwest Division. Pleased to be joined by Joe Freeman. He writes the beat for the Oregonian up in Portland. And Joe, appreciate you taking some time to join us. First of all, give us your assessment of this Blazers team through 41 games.
Oh, wow. Well, it's been quite a season. On the morning after the season opener, Coach Chauncey Billups was arrested by federal agents at his home in a Portland suburb, which kind of set an ominous and completely insane tone for the season. And then, the Blazers have gone on to endure a kind of an unfathomable rash of injuries. Their best player, their breakout star, Denny Avdija, he'll be the 12th player on the 15-man regular roster to miss games this season, and those 12 players have missed a combined 226 games.
Wow.
The team played 27 without a natural point guard. They played one game without a traditional center. It's just been kind of a blank show all season, if you will, on the injury front. But, they've battled adversity pretty well so far. They just reeled off 5 wins and 7 of 8 games to kind of creep near 500. And they crossed the midway point of the season, 2 games under 500. So all things considered, it could be a lot worse for kind of a team that is, in an important transitional year that's kind of nearing a multi-year roster rebuild.
Now, Joe, I am a casual follower of the National Basketball Association, so I always find it interesting when I look at some of these rosters and look at guys. And you just mentioned Deni Avdija. I'd never heard of him until I started researching for this interview. So tell the folks maybe who are like me a little bit about this young man that came over his second season after starting his career with the Washington Wizards.
Yeah, the Blazers had kind of been enamored with him for years and had multiple attempts to try to pry him from Washington, where he started his career. He was a lottery pick. He's from Israel, and then they finally plucked him away before last season, and he had an exceptional second half of the year last year when the team also excelled, going 23-18, and kind of a large surprise in the second half of last season. And he's emerged this year as, I think most would agree, an all-star. It's widely believed that he'll make his first all-star game this year. He finished 7th in the West in fan voting, and it seems likely that coaches will vote him in when that happens in a couple weeks. But he, he's one of 2 players that ranks in the top 5 in total points and assists. He's averaging 26.1 points and about 7 rebounds and 7 assists a game. Really having an incredible season. They call him Turbo, kind of a nickname given to him in his days in Washington because, kind of on the NBA 2K mode. He just, he's so reckless and fearless with his transition game and his drives to the basket that a teammate kind of dubbed him Turbo. But he's really become the face of the franchise and an integral part of their, like I said, which is a multi-year roster rebuild as they kind of transition into competing for wins rather than lottery ping pong balls.
Joe Freeman is our guest. He is the beat writer for the Portland Trail Blazers with the Oregonian up in Portland. And obviously, you mentioned the injuries that this team has gone through. That has allowed our Arizona Wildcat Caleb Love to see some floor time in his rookie season, averaging some 20 minutes so far early on. So obviously, he's taken advantage of that. But is the fact that he's on the floor, was that strictly driven by the fact that guys were out, or was there a thought coming in that Caleb might be able to see the floor in some high level fashion this season?
No, he's benefited directly from all the injuries. Right. He didn't play in the first 3 games. He didn't play in, I want to say, 7 of the first 8 of the first 10 games before injuries really took hold of the roster. He is on what they call a 2-way contract in the NBA. The NBA has up to 15 regular roster spots and then an additional 3 2-way players. And what that means is those 3 2-way players can kind of vacillate back and forth between the NBA Development League, which is the Rip City Remix here in Portland, and in the NBA team, which is the Blazers here. So those players can play a maximum of 50 games in a season before they have to be converted to real contracts. So this was very much unexpected, and he has very much seized an unexpected opportunity, along the way.
And obviously, I mean, we saw him play here for 3 years. We know he can score. He's done that at 11-point-a-game clip so far in his first 32 games in the NBA. What's the overall assessment, though, of him in this early going? Is there a feeling that maybe this is a guy who eventually can stick and be a rotational player at this level?
Well, I can tell you that internally, the Blazers front office intends to convert him to a regular season contract when it can or when it's appropriate. And, if that doesn't happen immediately, certainly ahead of next season. So they have really enjoyed not only what he's brought them, but there's another 2-way player, Sidy Cissoko, who has emerged alongside Caleb as another important figure on this team as it battles all these injuries. But as you guys and your listeners well know, Caleb is a very confident shooter, a very prolific scorer who has been mostly streaky, over his career, dating back to college days, and that kind of started or continued at the start of his unexpected surge this season. But what's kind of changed for him recently is he's a lot less streaky and just a lot more good, and certainly a lot more consistent. Over the last 11 games, he's playing the best basketball of his young career. He's averaging almost 17 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. And he's shooting 47%, including 42% from three-point range. And so that is a really solid stretch, not just for a rookie two-way player, but for any player to do that in his role. He's come off the bench and provided a team that even ahead of the season, despite all the injuries, was not filled with a lot of shooting. Blazers have a lot of length, a lot of athleticism, a lot of defense, and a lot of just gritty basketball players, but did not have a lot of shooting. And so, injuries or not, he has provided a vital aspect or a component to the team that it sorely needed. And so, in many ways, he's been one of the biggest surprises, rookies in the entire NBA, I would argue. And, along the way, I mentioned Sidy Cissoko. These two guys, as the Blazers have kind of, battled adversity and kind of defied odds in a lot of ways to be even in the thick of the playoff hunt. They entered the midseason in 9th place in the West, a couple games behind the Warriors. They've been really gritty and really gutsy and kind of, inner your cliche here about a scrappy player. And a lot of that is based off the play and the persona of their two-way guys, of Cissoko and of Caleb Love. These are two guys who are fighting for their NBA careers, their livelihood, and really excelling in a surprising situation. So in many ways, these kind of gritty Blazers have taken on the persona of guys like Caleb Love.
I'm sure he would love to hear you say that, because he coined the term gritty boys here, which was the mantra for last season's Arizona Wildcats club.
Good to know.
Yeah, he would absolutely love to hear that for sure. You mentioned, obviously, the unfortunate situation that happened at the beginning of the season, but obviously there was a lot of fanfare over the summer with the return of Damian Lillard to the squad. What's anticipated going forward when he gets back? Is this a move that the Blazers feel like can put them back into the Western Conference conversation, or is this hey, this is one of the favorite all-time players here, and we want him to finish out his career here with whatever he has left?
I mean, there's a lot of unknown involved in this. An Achilles injury, as we all know, is a serious injury. And Damian certainly has thrived off of his athleticism and shooting as he's developed into an all-NBA and all-star point guard. But the hope, and I believe the belief internally with the organization, is that once he finishes this season of watching and rehabbing, he will immediately enter the fray as an important piece of a team that is next year should be poised to make a playoff push. This year, heading into things, this was kind of a transition year where for the first time since Dame originally left, that they would be chasing a playoff berth instead of, chasing a lottery pick. And so there was a little bit of an unknown with this team of how good it could be, because it is filled with so many young players and so much young talent. I think now we've learned a lot more about this roster, injuries aside. There's a couple players that we still have questions about, but I think the hope is that plugging Damian Lillard and perhaps another move or two, from free agency or trades, will thrust the Blazers back into being a playoff contender. And so, it's not just a swan song for him here in Portland. It's more of a let's get back to where things were before you left.
All right, next chance to see Caleb Love back here in the state of Arizona will be against the Phoenix Suns on Sunday, February 22nd. Up in the Valley, a tip-off at 6 o'clock. Hey, Joe, we appreciate you taking some time to update us on our guy, where he is in this rookie season, and continued success with your coverage of the Blazers.
All right, man. Thanks. Take care. Have a good day.
That is Joe Freeman, the beat writer of the Portland Trail Blazers with the Oregonian. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions reported Glen and Alvernon and Glen, and then another collision was reported at Speedway and Alvernon and Speedway. Other collisions, Ahaway and 12th Avenue, Campbell and Broadway Boulevard, Ina and Oracle, heavy westbound backups on Ina at Oracle. 47 the overnight low, sunny, 74 tomorrow, and 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. It's a new year, and Staples has fresh deals to get you fully equipped for 2026, like up to $120 off HP Smart Tank printers. This deal means business, and so do these printers. Shop in store and online today. Staples, that was easy. Ends January 31st.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
As the new year begins, Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing would like to thank you for allowing us to serve Tucson and the surrounding communities for the past 25 years. Whether it is a small water leak or a full air conditioning replacement, we do it all, big or small. For professional service, call Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at picturoxcooling.com.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thorna Ogden Nation.
You know it, your neighbors know it, and let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be, but thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was, and even better. Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials, the right service, the right product, the right price.
Imagine every time you make a money move with your Visa credit card, you earn rewards. A large coffee with an extra shot of espresso? 2 times the rewards. That all-you-can-eat brunch. 3 times the rewards. A weekend haul at the wholesale club? 4 times the rewards. Buyers rejoice. With the ICCU Premier Rewards Visa credit card, you can earn up to 4 times the rewards. Your new favorite credit card is from your trusted credit union. Apply today at ICCU.com on approved credit.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, good fellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Robinhood, your money, your move. John Harbaugh is now in charge of changing the culture of the New York Giants. But first, he has to change his quarterback. The Giants aren't going anywhere if Jackson Dart doesn't change the way he plays the game. Being in concussion protocol for half of your games is no way to sustain a career. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
It was a fabulous first season for Arizona Ring of Honoree Tetairoa McMillan.
$7 on the line of scrimmage. 4th and 8 from the 48 of Tampa. Hubbard the up back. Young in an empty set. Takes the snap. Here's the pressure. Bryce throws downfield. McMillan behind the defense. Makes the catch inside the 10-yard line.
Urgency, go.
First down, Carolina. Young to McMillan.
Tetairoa McMillan in line for a potential NFC Rookie of the Year award with his performance this year for the Carolina Panthers. 1,000-plus receiving yards in his rookie year. For the Arizona Wildcats product, and that's really saying something. Looking forward to seeing if that comes to fruition for this young man. A lot of talent out there in this rookie class, but T-Mac was definitely one of those guys. 70 catches on the season in 17 games, 1,014 yards. He averaged 14 and a half yards a catch. He had 7 TDs on the season. Let's hear from T-Mac in his exit interview this week, talking about the wrap on season number 1 for him in the National Football League.
The day after, how are you feeling? How did you kind of rest with yesterday's game and the result?
Man, I already know this is one of the ones that's going to linger for a little bit. So, I'm still feeling, every time you get hurt, usually the next day is the one that hurts the most. So that's pretty much how I'm feeling right now.
I know you said that you don't have anything to compare it to, this being your rookie season, but this atmosphere yesterday, that yesterday was very special to this franchise and this fan base. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, man, Bank of America Stadium was definitely in that mode last night. It was loud, filled to the brim. Obviously, the legends came through. It was hyping up the crowd, so I'm looking forward to playing in that environment next year.
A pretty prestigious award. Have you thought about what that would mean to you and your career and the start, the rookie season in general?
Obviously, I think that's a testament, to this team. Everybody knows that you can't win any individual awards without your team being good. So, obviously, us being good has allowed me to be in those talks, but whatever happens.
And this rookie class, young wide receiver core. Just talk about how you've seen your group grow throughout the season.
Yeah, if you look at it, somebody new just tends to make plays every single week, and that's that's a testament to obviously Coach Moore and his team, but that receiver group that we have. We always compete with each other. We want to make each other as good as we possibly can be, and everybody steps up, everybody shows up, and is willing to make plays when the time is needed.
This rookie class was how exciting that pass game could be if you guys can get it consistently next year.
I mean, nothing can top that Falcons game. Obviously, Bryce was able to break the single game record in the franchise. So, but obviously, last night was another glimpse of what we can do. Looking forward.
Looking at Bryce specifically, I know in this locker room, y'all's support for him has never wavered, but to see him do that on a big stage with the whole league watching him, do you feel like that was an opportunity for people to start kind of respecting him a little bit more than they have been this season?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that. Obviously, playoff games and games in January is kind of where you make a name for yourself in this league, and I'm pretty sure Bryce put a lot of people on notice of what he can do, and as well as his team. What this team is capable of doing.
What kind of name did you make for yourself in your rookie season? What do you think? I mean, I know it's early, it's still fresh, but an opportunity to look back a little bit at what you've accomplished for yourself personally this year.
I don't know, man. I don't know how to answer that one. I feel like my season was all right. And I feel like there's a lot of improvements that needs to be made, and I'm definitely looking forward to what the future holds.
But this rookie class was so impactful. What does it mean to be part of a group like that, and what's the conversation like between you guys to be like, hey, we're going to be a part of this core, this young core that keeps it going?
Nah, I mean, yeah, for sure. From the beginning, we all had kind of that fire. We wanted to come in here and be program changers. We wanted to come in here and change it around, and that's still our mindset. We didn't come here just to, sit back and relax and just go along for the ride. We want to be guys that this team can count on. Be the dudes that this team can rely on.
In some ways, your Panthers career started last offseason with that workout with Bryce. Looking back at that, how impactful was that, and does that have to become like a yearly, annual tradition now?
I mean, I feel like I got a little head start. I was able to obviously train with him during that draft process, and like I said, get a head start as far as running the routes that we run in this offense. Already getting a lead in the Panthers offense before I was even a Panther. So, we'll see.
You said the first half of your season was average. So how do you sum up your entire season?
I still got the same mindset.
Average? 1,000 yards? I mean, you pretty rookie of the year possibilities. I mean,
man, I just feel like there's a lot more out there that could have had. So, like I said, I hold myself to a high standard. So, yeah, average.
What's the off season look like for you?
Obviously, we've done what is that? Five hard months of football. So obviously, in the beginning, just get out the cleats, get off your feet. Take a break from the game for a little bit, just to step away, just to cleanse the mind, and then, obviously that last game is gonna fuel a lot of people on this team. So I'm sure we're gonna start training a lot earlier, a lot harder. So, like I said last night, man, it's gonna be a long 8 months to our first game to a new clean slate. Like I said earlier, it's gonna be one of them games that linger for a little while. So, this offseason is gonna be fun.
What about more being out there for you, and you're always, pretty self-critical of your own game. What are some of the things that you want to see yourself working on and getting better on going into year two?
I mean, first things first was, the drops that I had this year. It's just those are drops that I don't make, but it just happened to be that way this year, and I got to fix those, and just obviously just getting accustomed to the game as far as. What I can get away with, what I can't get away with, the physicality at this level, and those are just a few things I'm working on.
T-Mac, going from the hunter to the hunted, what's that feel like?
I mean, that's obviously a blessing. You know, obviously we're a team that strives at being the underdog, but you know, it's one of those things that it's hard to stay at the top. You know, we were able to win the NFC South division this year, and you know, we want to continue that on. You know, so that's the plan.
What do you look like having Coker playing at the level he was playing? How does that help you in the future, you think, to have another guy like that opposite you, taking that type of productivity opposite you?
No, I mean, yeah, that's obviously a blessing. You know, I truly believe that, you know, a great receiver can't be good without another great receiver. So, you know, obviously seeing Cope come to fruition, seeing what he's doing, what he's able to do for this offense, you know, it helps not only me, but it helps Bryce, it helps the play callers, and, you know, I'm looking forward to what the future holds.
What do you look forward to the most about, you know, training for a second season in the league in the same system rather than, you know, having that rookie season?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, this is going to be my true first off season that I had in over a year. So obviously I had a long year, but it didn't feel that long to me. You know, I feel like I could have. Well, I wanted to play more games. You know, I was in that mode to where, you know, a lot of people say that, you know, rookies hit a rookie wall or whatever, but I don't feel like I hit that. You know, I wanted to continue to play. Regardless of how many games we play, I was trying to play as much as we can. So, yeah, I'm enjoying this offseason, though. Oh, yeah, I already told y'all. It was when I saw Adam Thielen walking to the locker room with his kids.
Yeah. All right, that is Tetairoa McMillan, his exit interview with the media down there in Charlotte, North Carolina. He was the only rookie this season to finish with over either 1,000 yards receiving or 1,000 yards rushing. Ashton Jeanty, the much ballyhooed running back out of Boise State, who was taken by the Las Vegas Raiders, came up just short with 975 rushing yards on the season.
On that note, DK, I looked up some of the big names for Arizona and the receiving core over the years. Bobby Wade finished with just shy of 3,000 yards in his NFL career. Dennis Northcutt, just shy of 5,000 yards for his career. The leader, as far as I know, is Vance Johnson, right? He played running back at the U of A, but he was out there at Denver for so long. He had 5,600, and Gronkowski, not a wide receiver, but as far as receiving yards go, just above 9,000. So T-Mac, I mean, we all know what T-Mac's capable of. Would you be surprised if 4 or 5 years from now we were talking about T-Mac as the wide receiver with the most receiving yards as a former Arizona Wildcat in NFL history? Because I would not be surprised.
Not at all. Big-time target for Bryce Young as the Carolina Panthers were able to get back to the postseason. In fact, he had 27 catches for 369 yards on 3rd and 4th downs. So that was a guy that definitely Bryce Young was looking forward to help move the chains, and a tremendous season. We were honored to be a part of the Carolina Panthers radio network. We'll give you today's Panther report coming up a little bit later in the show because we have 2 more days left. We have today and tomorrow left for our Panther reports as they kind of wrap up this season with last Saturday's loss in the NFC wildcard game to the Los Angeles Rams. So we'll give you that to you coming up here in the 5 o'clock hour. DK on the sports tip. We're going to talk some more Arizona basketball coming up. We will get with Mark Daniels. He is the voice of the UCF Golden Knights. We'll find out what's happening with UCF. Again, they are 14-2 on the season. One of their losses to previously undefeated Vanderbilt. So we'll find out exactly how good that team is.
I just checked up to 35 in net rankings, which is one of the big metrics to measure
UCF?
teams. UCF, 35th. They moved up from like 38th just today.
Nice. All right. A game that will definitely mean something for both sides. DK on the Sports Tip, you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions at Broadway and Swan Alvernon near Glen, also clearing Ina and Oracle, slowing at the intersection, mostly on westbound Ina at Oracle. More backups on westbound Fort Lowell at Campbell due to road work. And I'm Cricket, and your weather, 47 the overnight low, sunny 74 tomorrow, 77 now. That's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
So I was on eBay because I'm absolutely obsessed
with this rare hologram trading card. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. eBay had it. They even had
the perfect parts that fit my car.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay.
Hey, Eugene, what's with the giant pile of scratcher tickets?
Just my next greatest idea ever.
Playing the lottery?
That's right, Doug. With all my winnings, I could enroll in the UberTube car repair classes and finally fix your car right. No more disasters, Doug. Your luck is about to change.
Well, then keep on scratching, Eugene.
Good luck, Eugene. But if you need a sure thing for your next set of tires or automotive repair, check out Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. With more than 35 Top Shop awards and our Partners Network 3-year nationwide warranty, you can count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care.
And check out this month's special savings.
You'll find an entire page of them online at jackfurriers.com. Savings on tires, oil changes, batteries, wheel alignments, and more.
So call ahead, make an appointment online, or just stop by any of our 14 area locations.
Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
They say time flies like a sparrow.
And fruit flies like a banana.
We're off to a great start.
If you two don't mind, I'd like to tell our customers about something they won't do in 2026.
I'm not doing a lot of things.
Like changing your socks.
Guys, I'm talking about no payments or interest for a full year on a new system.
Oh, people are going to like that.
You should tell them.
As I was saying, Alaskan AC can install a brand new heating and air system and have no payments or interest. For a year.
365 days.
12 months.
You'll get all the comfort, and you won't write a check for a whole year.
Ha! Ron still writes checks.
He's so old, the first picture of him was an oil painting.
You guys having fun?
I never have fun.
I'm having a little fun.
This is big. With approved credit, get a spanking new furnace and AC system. No payments or interest for a year.
Spanking new?
Ron talks old-timey.
Schedule your appointment today, whenever you want, online at alaskanac.com.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
We are the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol, where Tucson's best just got better. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards that take your experience to the next level. More thrills, more perks, more of what makes Casino del Sol unforgettable. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 3 of our show on this Thursday. So glad you could be with us. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. I've got something for you today. How about a sweet deal? I haven't had a sweet deal in quite some time. We've got the Cochise Country Music Festival is coming up once again. I mean, these years just continue to run into each other. It seems like just a few months ago we were talking about the Cochise Country Music Festival, and here it is back again. So not only do I have one sweet deal for you, but I've got 2 sweet deals for you because I also have a sweet deal for Jumping Choya. All right, so here's how it works. These are both on Friday. Cochise Country Music Festival. Jumping Choya is the largest trampoline park in Tucson. Cochise Country Music Fest, we've got 2 3-day general admission passes and a 3-day general admission camping pass. This is for just $343.50. You know what that means, because most of our sweet deals are a half-off deal for you to go do something. Normally, that 3-day general admission pass and that 3-day GA camping pass would cost you almost $700, $687 to be exact. We're giving it to you for $343.50, which, like I said, that's half of $687 because that's how we roll. 50% off on this show. That's how we roll. Now, Jumping Choya, which I told you, largest trampoline park here in Tucson. You can get 2 $25 vouchers to Jumping Choya valued at $50 for just, what did I just say? Half price, $25. That's right. You got it. And these can be used for jump time. 120 minutes of jump time cost around $25 depending on the day. So you're getting 2 vouchers for that $25 amount. Both of these sweet deals are going to go on sale Friday, 8:30 a.m. over at wildcatsradio1290.com. Now, the Cochise Country Music Festival. It's March 20th through the 22nd at the Scenic Forever Ranch down in Benson. Here are some of the artists who are going to be performing. Tracy Bird, Mark Chestnut, Rodney Atkins, Chris Cagle, Little Texas. Didn't they do that song, God Bless Texas, in his own hand on this, something like that, back from the 90s. I think that was that group. I know a little bit of country. Don't be looking square-eyed at me. I know some country.
I'm not even looking at you.
Kelsey Hart, Emily Ann Roberts, those are just some of the folks that are going to be at the Cochise Country Music Festival. Kids 10 and under get in for free. 3 days of nonstop music, 2 stages, dance floors, after parties. Again, RV camping, tent camping, all of that is available. Get your camping and tickets. If you can't win the sweet deal, you can still get tickets to the Cochise Country Music Festival at CochiseCountryFest.com.
God blessed Texas. What might have been? Amy's back in Austin. Kick a little, my love, and first time for everything.
I don't think that's how. I don't remember that verse.
Those are among the top most well-known songs by the band that you mentioned, Little Texas.
Give me that God bless Texas.
I don't have it. I'm just reading their bio of all their albums that they've done.
DJ that up for me here before I get done?
Definitely can.
Okay, so I'm going to tell the folks a little bit more about Jumping Choya Trampoline Park while you work on my God bless Texas. I've been sent to spread a message. God bless Texas. All right, they offer a wide variety. This is Jumping Choya. We've moved on. Jumping Choya Trampoline Park. They offer a wide variety of games and activities that are enjoyable for all ages. The perfect venue for kids, birthday parties, group events, corporate events, company team building, holiday parties, and a Tucson summer camp. Visit jumpchoya.com to learn more about that summer camp. That's for kids ages 5 to 12. Registration is open through February. So both those sweet deals on sale, 8:30 a.m. Wildcats Radio, 1290.com. Pump that up, DJ J-Dub.
God bless Texas with his own
I've been sent to spread a message.
God bless Texas.
Yeah.
So the visuals I'm looking at here in this music video are actual Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Yes, that's
lots
right. I remember that
of
now.
scantily clad bikini ladies. And I'm telling you, everybody in the band, they never got the memo that the hairband era entered in the mid-'80s. I don't think that made its way to Texas when that came out, because some of the hair is magnificent.
No, this was from the early '90s, so the people were still
but
allowed
hair
to
bands,
have
like when was
their-
Nirvana's first album? Because that was the death of hair metal.
gosh.
So anyway, there's a lot of mullety perm type stuff going on. And I wonder, where's the God Blessed Arizona song?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
that's the
don't-
real question.
I don't know. We need to get somebody to make that, right? I don't know. What year did that song come out? That would have been 93-ish, I think. Let me look it up on the Wicca thing. That song was released July 17th, 1993. That would have been the time, because I actually did some DJing in a country bar when I lived in Bakersfield, California, and that was that summer. Yep, that was when I was living. I was doing my DJing in the summer of '94. So
that was also on the cusp of a lot of line dancing craze.
Oh yeah. Well, don't they still line dance?
Yeah, but back then it became big, like right around that era.
Okay. We'll have to get Chop on. Chop knows all about that line dancing. He runs all that kind of stuff over there at what's the name of that bar? He rolls at the Maverick. Yeah. Have you been to the Maverick, J-Dub?
I basically grew up at the Maverick.
Oh.
I mean, it's on the side of town I grew up in, so yeah. I mean, I knew the owners.
up
Like,
at the Maverick.
in fact, the
All right.
owner of that place was also the owner
You were
of
getting
the.
in before you were 21.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was right next to the Chicago bar back in the day. But the owner there at the same time, I believe, owned the Hidden Valley Inn in the late eras when I was a bartender up there. It was like my last bartending stint. So yeah, there's a lot of interchangeable pieces and good people over there.
Do you ever go back and like do any of those celebrity bars? We should get you in line for one of those celebrity bartending things, since you're a radio celebrity now.
I don't really like people anymore, DK. I mean, I used to like people, and you get older, and it's like people. Ugh.
You don't like people anymore.
Nah, I'm a very social butterfly kind of person in a bar setting.
Man.
But I wouldn't call myself a celebrity. The spinning and the theatrics of it was never my thing. I just was more of a talker. I like talking to people and regulars, and having conversations.
There you go. Fun times here during the J-Dub era of DJing. I looked up that club you were talking about last week. What was it called? Mainline or something? What was that club we were talking about last week? Sounds like that was a pretty interesting place back in the day.
Very interesting. Yeah. Very counterculture.
Apparently, the neighborhood though did not want it around anymore.
That was not. I think I went there once or twice. It was not a place we hung out for sure,
No.
but it was around for a long time.
Yeah. Interesting.
Sons of the Pioneers was my favorite thing when I was at Hidden Valley.
Oh.
They came through town. They were in Austin.
Right.
Oh, and what's the place? Oh man, what's the big place that all the country? Oh man, I can't even think of the name of the
Nashville?
town. No.
Oh.
It's I'll think of it. Anyway, they used to tour, and they had like 3 basic cities that they were based out of, and Tucson was one of them.
Oh, okay.
Roy Rogers' grandson, I believe, was the head at the time, but those are some good dudes and some good times.
The Suns are back in action. In fact, they're tipping off right as we speak on the road tonight to take on the Detroit Pistons. Detroit all of a sudden is pretty good in basketball this year. Now that our guy BJ Bickerstaff is back coaching, and we got to get his wife on. I keep saying we got to get his wife on because she obviously is a graduate of the University of Arizona, athlete, played soccer here, and JB. I called him BJ, JB Bickerstaff. Yeah, we got to get JB's wife on. So maybe we'll work on that for this summer and find out what it's like to have graduated from the U of A and now be the wife of an NBA head coach.
Yeah, Pistons have been down for a long time, but, Cade Cunningham was kind of a dude everybody thought could push them into a winning direction, but it's really Jalen Duren, if you've seen him play. I think he's 19 or 20, but big difference maker on the inside. Obviously, they got Duncan Robinson from the Heat. He's an efficient outside shooter. They just have a much better roster and don't have quite the injuries, and Cade's really coming into his own. You talk about guys that Braden Burries models his game after.
Right.
It's Devin Booker and Cade Cunningham. So just think of it in those terms. He's probably 6'9", 6'10", big shooting guard combo guard kind of guy. Really, really, really high quality player. It's good to see. It's such a proud fan base. They've had so much success, but they've been really down for the last recent.
I did not know, though, that they were the number 1 seed currently.
Yeah, currently number 1 in the
Eastern Conference.
Yep.
How about that? For sure. Let's hear a little bit from Jordan Ott. They lost the other night. The Suns did to the Miami Heat on the first leg of this road trip. I believe this is 6 games, right? 6-game road trip that the club is currently on. It opened in Miami, Detroit tonight, New York, Brooklyn, Philly, and then they'll end up in Atlanta.
Sorry, I'm 5 minutes late. Probably going to bed at 3 a.m. this morning. But Branson was the city I was talking about. Branson, Missouri is where, the Sons of the Pioneers used to split time between here and there in Boston.
Okay. 127 to 121 was the score the other night down in Miami. Let's hear a little bit about what Jordan Ott had to say about that loss.
Yeah, it was a tremendous fight to get back into it. Being down 20 on the road, I think our response in the third quarter was exactly who we are. Not easy. Backs against the wall. I thought I think we were up in the possession game by 11 in that quarter. Just our overall resilience in that third quarter was fantastic, and then they made the plays down the stretch.
Goes on Devin. Obviously, he went down with the ankle, came back in. Where is he at right now with that?
Man, dude's a warrior, right? Like, obviously, ankle roll. We put him back in the fourth because we knew it was going to stiffen up. So as soon as he was ready, we put him in. You could tell after some of his shots when he'd land, he wasn't feeling great. So ice on it when I saw it last. But yeah, just his toughness. That's what this team's about. We follow our leader. He's our leader on the road, did everything he could to put us in a position to try to win the game.
Are you concerned about it? Because you said he was wincing after a few plays there in the fourth with the left ankle.
Yeah, you're always concerned when something happens with any of the guys. So, but it's like one of those things that we'll see how it responds to the night, to some type of treatment, and see where he is in 2 days.
Yeah, so no Devin Booker tonight. He is out of the ball game with that ankle injury, obviously averaging 25 points on the season. So now you don't have Devin Booker. Jalen Green, I don't think he's back and playing yet tonight either. So both of those guys are out. And Dylan Brooks was questionable, but he does appear that Dylan is out there currently. So,
he's in the game.
Yeah.
6-3 real early.
Yeah, so
Pistons got the lead.
So some injuries starting to happen here for the Suns. Let's hope these are not things that linger on for the club that is playing extremely well right now, but facing this 6-game road trip. This is a long one. I wonder, is there something going on at the Mortgage Marketplace Arena over the course of
just the standard mortgaging and marketplacing?
Is the circus in town? Because usually that's when they kick the NBA teams out. When the circus
I do know the Zope family circus is in Tucson right now.
Yeah, the Zopes. I love the Zope family circus.
We've interviewed them a few times. I got some friends going over there tonight.
Oh, cool. Jalen Green is also not playing tonight in this ball game. So we'll see what happens. Suns trying to knock off the number 1 team in the East. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up tomorrow. DK on the Sports Tip. We're going to chat some Arizona basketball, find out a little bit about the next opponent on the schedule, Central Florida. Mark Daniels, the voice of the Golden Knights, will join us next. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Swan and Broadway Boulevard and Swan, collision there. Backups at the intersection, mostly southbound, eastbound, and westbound at Swan and Broadway. Also clearing 22nd Street east of Keno Parkway at 22nd Street and Cherry Belstravenue. And slowdowns, Ajo and Mission, southbound and westbound. 47 the overnight low, sunny, 74 tomorrow, and 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
So I was on eBay because I'm absolutely obsessed
with this rare hologram trading card. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. eBay had it. They even had
perfect parts that fit my car.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Game. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain Scent Boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription for 65% off. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
What's that song that goes ba-da-da-da-da-da?
You mean la-di-dee-dee-dee-dee?
No, he's talking about bum, 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 bum.
No, that's not it.
All right, guys, we don't have time for this. Furnaces are breaking down, and we promise we'll be there in one day.
That's it.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
Oh, that song.
One of my favorites. If you have a problem today, Alaskan AC will get to you within one day.
If we don't, the whole repair is free.
No matter how much.
So good, people are singing about it.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
Reminds me of that other song that goes boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, chicka boom.
I've never heard that.
Well, you're not as cultured as me.
You have about as much culture as a bowl of yogurt.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
AlaskanAC.com.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Wildcat fans, where do you go when the final buzzer sounds? You don't head home. You head to Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies, Tucson's home court for great food, craft beer, and nonstop fun. At Roadies, you can bowl, throw an axe, play arcade games, or grab a burger while the next game plays on the massive screens. Then, catch the newest movies right next door at Roadhouse Cinemas with luxury recliners and full in-seat dining. Game days, movie nights, anytime. Make it a win at Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies on the corner of Grant and Swan.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of five-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
As the new year begins, Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing would like to thank you for allowing us to serve Tucson and the surrounding communities for the past 25 years. Whether it is a small water leak or a full air conditioning replacement, we do it all, big or small. For professional service, call Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at picturoxcooling.com.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. A tournament drought that stretches back more than a decade could soon be over. The Texas Tech basketball team hasn't made the NCAA tournament since 2013, but the Lady Raiders are off to a program record 19-0 start to the season. They knocked off Houston 71-59 Tuesday to earn their sixth Big 12 win. Senior Bailey Maupin tallied 19 points. She just earned Conference Player of the Week honors after spurring the Lady Raiders past West Virginia and Cincinnati. 17th ranked Tech is led by head coach Krista Gerlich, who played on the program's only national championship team in 1993. With her alma mater chasing history, they've reached their highest ranking in 24 years.
It's just kind of unbelievable to me. Like it's kind of like I'm in a dream. Don't wake me up as far as the 19-0 goes.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
Straight Talk presents
The math of more. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the next team on the schedule for the number one team in the country, your Arizona Wildcats, down in Orlando, Florida. And they'll take on the UCF Knights. Pleased to be joined by the gentleman that calls those games. His name is Mark Daniels. And Mark, appreciate you taking some time to join us. I was actually looking on the website, and I saw the debut of the Space Game basketball uniforms, and I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, are we having to play in that game again? Because that did not go well for our football team last season. But luckily, the men's Space Game, that is going to be reserved for Texas Tech to have to manage, along with Oklahoma State. They debuted the uniforms, but the game is not coming up for a couple of weeks. Tell us a little bit about these uniforms. Do they change these uniforms every year, kind of alter the look? How does that work?
Yeah, it's a big thing in football that we started now years back, and the uniforms are like, can't wait to see them and what happens, and we've got a great staff that does it every year, and obviously our connection with the Space Center here in Central Florida is big, and it's a big merchandise field, and basketball got involved a few years ago, so the alternate name of UCF when we put Space uniforms on is the Citronauts, and so we got that Citronaut blue, and fans have enjoyed it in basketball in recent years. But, yeah, we're going to hold that off until after the Arizona game. So it'll be our traditional home white uniforms on Saturday for the game.
Yeah, and so what they put across the jersey is Space U. I love that. Yep. Space U is what's on the front of those jerseys. Do you guys kind of consider yourself the fourth military school? No?
No, it's a fun argument between the folks at Houston and those at Purdue about who is Space U. Okay. We like to think that, Houston's important, but nothing launches out of Houston. Everything launches out of our area.
That's true.
And the great thing about it is the launch pad at the Space Center, it lines up exactly at the 50-yard line of our football stadium. And we've had launches that have taken place during football games, and that's quite a sight if you haven't seen a night launch at the bounce house with a rocket launch and a game going on.
Yeah, and we build the Hubble telescope that you guys like to launch from those pads down there in Florida. So there we go. Lots of connections happening. 14-2 for Johnny Dawkins' basketball team this year, an 11-game win streak, longest of his tenure there. What has gone right so far this season?
Well, I think, every year's new, and this is a new roster for Johnny, and I think what this team is it's his most versatile lineup. Offensively, they go as point guard Themis Folks goes. He had 12 assists last night at Kansas State. He's had back-to-back games with 12 assists, and I think now does lead the league in assists, and Themis is just a fantastic, smart floor general for Johnny. They've got some other guys that can score. So scoring's been something the UCF's been able to do. Their defense has gotten better as the year went along. They've had moments where they played. I thought last night's first half at Kansas State, they were fantastic on defense. It led to their offense. So they can shoot the ball. They've got a point guard that's very efficient. They've got an undersized power forward in JaMychal Stillwell that averages almost a double-double. And they're playing with a lot of confidence. So this is a team that I think has a combination of experienced players, some guys that needed a chance to play. And right now it's been a confident team. a non-conference schedule that has winning at Texas A&M, a loss to Vanderbilt, no shame there, the way Vanderbilt has played this season, and then some really good mid-majors that challenge UCF, experienced teams and coaches that I think help a net ranking, but gave UCF some of that toughness you wanted. We didn't play some of the major brands in non-conference, not for lack of attempt. We had two games that the opposition dropped. We're going to play Auburn in Atlanta, going to play Iowa in Kansas City. They opted to play somebody else. But it's been a good season for UCF. We'll see, obviously, as it matches up now with Arizona. Then we go to Iowa State. But 3-1 in the league and 14-2, it's a good spot right now with a net ranking at 35.
Yeah, you mentioned, we talked about that earlier in the show, that net ranking sitting right where you want it to be at 35th in the country. And when you look at what Johnny Dawkins, and I look at this roster, and it looks like there's all but three of these guys are transfers from other schools, and we're talking about good schools. I mean, Ole Miss, Villanova, pulling in some kids from that. What is Johnny Dawkins? What's he selling? What's his sales point right now?
Well, Johnny does a really good job of, when he goes and recruits a kid in the portal, laying out a plan of exactly what he sees them doing. And Themis Fulks and Jermichael Stillwell, two key guys, they played at Milwaukee last year. They played UCF in the non-conference last year. And Johnny said, look, I think you do this. I think you can bring this to us. He's very good at selling that. Look, in this wild world of college basketball, we're a little bit more money ball. We're not spending some of the dollars that others across the country, even in our league, are spending. So it's identifying players that maybe played at that mid-major level, that have 3-4 years as a starter, that have that game experience. Then it's identifying guys that played, like Jeremy Fumena played at Ole Miss, one of our centers. Riley Kugel was at Mississippi State, that needed opportunity to become a greater a role player for UCF, whether you're a starter coming off the bench. And you hope you get it right. You don't know in this crazy world of roster turnover. Right now, this team, I think, has good chemistry. They like each other. There's some challenging games ahead, but so far, so good for UCF.
We're chatting with Mark Daniels. He is the broadcaster for Central Florida. It is number one Arizona and UCF down in Orlando to continue play here along this Big 12 schedule. It's a schedule that saw your squad upset Kansas earlier this season. Who were the catalysts that night for you?
A number of guys. Jordan Burks, one of our wing shooters, knocked out a bunch of threes. Themis Fulks, the point guard, was very efficient. And even though Darren Peterson had a great first half, somewhat shut down, well, and then he kind of took himself out in the second half, but UCF did a great job defensively against some of the bigs for Kansas. Made it a little bit difficult. Floyd Badunga had a tough time. UCF bigs, I think, were physical. Riley Kugel, again, the two guard who can play some one, was important there for UCF. And look, the crazy thing is, despite the roster turnover, we beat Kansas 2 years ago at home in our first ever Big 12 home game. Last year, they blew us out by 51. We went to their place, had the ball with a chance to take the lead in 30 seconds to go, and then lost in overtime in the Big 12 tournaments. We've had some success against Kansas for whatever reason. But again, I think this is a mature team. It's got guys that have played 50, 60, 100 college basketball games, and some guys that now getting a chance to play instead of 3-4 minutes, now playing 18, 20 minutes. They've come together. They're going to be tested, obviously, on Saturday against, best rebounding team. UCF is second in rebounding, but Arizona's averaging, or the rebounding advantage, 7 more than UCF. So they know they've got to be able to crash the boards as well, limit turnovers. It's going to be important in this basketball game for UCF. And you got to knock down shots. Can't make shots, can't win. So obviously tremendous respect for Arizona. UCF needs their crowd to get involved early and stay involved in the basketball game and limit mistakes to have a chance against the number one team of the country.
Carmelo Pacheco's a guy who comes off the bench. He's only averaging 5 points this season, but looks like a guy that can give you guys some range when he comes in.
Yeah, he's got to be healthy. He's battled some injuries, and he's battled the flu bug, and has not shot the ball well in conference play. But a Mount St. Mary's transfer that shot the ball really, really well last year. He's a three-point shooter. Jordan Burke's a three-point shooter. He's a transfer from Georgetown. Riley Kugel's an Orlando kid that went to Florida before going to Mississippi State and coming here. And maybe the best guy off the bench for UCF among their guards is Chris Johnson. Was at Stephen F. Austin. Chris is a guy that's earned minutes, and he played a lot of minutes against Kansas State. He can defend. He's got three-point shooting ability. He's been a guy that I think has been a pleasant surprise for UCF. He's got that physical toughness, and this is a game against Arizona. Going to need a guy like him to not be afraid to, bang, drive the paint, and be a good on-ball defender as well.
We're chatting with Mark Daniels. He is the play-by-play man for the UCF Golden Knights. And Mark, obviously we like
no Golden.
Yeah, no Golden.
We got rid of Golden.
Just Knights.
17 years ago, we got rid of Golden.
Okay, just Knights. There we go. We'll stand corrected on that. We always ask this question when we go into a new venue. Just the second time these two teams have ever played. Last year was out here in Tucson. What's game day going to be like down in Orlando?
I think for the Arizona fans that may be coming, they'll love it. We seat about 9,500. The place will be sold out. Great environment, loud, great student section by the Arizona bench. The building is such the noise kind of hangs around there. UCF believes they've got a home court advantage, and obviously they're going to need it for a game like this. So I think everyone's going to like it when they get there. Great setup, outside venue. Is awesome. There'll be a great tailgate party before the game. I think the 4 o'clock tip actually helps. So it's going to be a rocking environment. UCF's going to need that against a very talented Arizona team. But obviously, McHale's fantastic venue. Loved it. We were there last year, and I think Arizona will appreciate the basketball crowd that's awaiting on Saturday.
Yeah, we talked to you before that game last year. Just what was your impression of this team? Obviously, some guys coming back with Toby Waka, Jaden Bradley, Anthony Del Orso that were here on last year's team, along with a talented group of freshmen. But when you start to prepare for this game and look at it, what really stands out to you about Arizona?
Well, I thought even before the conference schedule, I had a chance to watch a number of the top teams. I saw Michigan play, saw Arizona play, and obviously Iowa State and Houston. I just think Arizona is one of the most complete teams, in the country. Even before we got into conference play, to have that kind of size, that kind of rebounding advantage, and then experience at guards. You throw in, one of the top picks of the draft that is a dynamic player. They're well-rounded. I think this league is the best league in the country. It's got a number of teams that are going to be able to compete for a national championship. I think Arizona, I think Iowa State, despite the loss at Kansas, I think BYU, I think Houston are teams that can absolutely win the national championship. And that tier below, Kansas gets the ship right. Texas Tech's got so much talent. And Baylor, but I think UCF knows they're going to get a team that should contend for the national championship this year. A lot of respect for what they do. So like I said, you got to limit mistakes. Got to be able to knock down shots, keep your crowd involved for 40 minutes, and hope that, the cross-country flight maybe has an impact on Arizona. But it should be a great atmosphere. Looking forward to the game. And it doesn't get any easier. UCF goes to Iowa State on Tuesday. So Big 12 basketball is what it is.
It is a gauntlet every single time out. Mark, you're a Hall of Famer down there, an athletics Hall of Famer. Much like our guy Brian Jeffries on the mic here in Tucson. What is that honor meant to you to be a part of this program and to be someone that folks will be able to walk through the halls and see the plaque up on the wall in years to come?
Fortunate they put me in a couple years ago. I've been at UCF for 31 years. I'm honored. And when I began calling games at UCF, the enrollment was about 21,000. It's about 73 now. So lots changed over the years at UCF. I'm honored that, I'm able to do this. I've seen a lot of change, obviously, from where UCF was in football and basketball many years ago, and to be where they are now. It's the youngest Power 4 school in the country that's had some success and now growing into the Big 12 and figuring out this whole world of rev share. But it's been great, and I've been able to see some incredible opportunities and memories at UCF and many more to come. But it's been great to be on the ride, and we'll see about the many other wonderful memories that lie ahead.
All right. It is number 1 Arizona and UCF. Mark, have a great call.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. That is Mark Daniels, the play-by-play man for the UCF Knights. No Golden. Cricket is golden. Getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Broadway and Swan and Broadway Boulevard collision reported. Also crash reported on eastbound I-10 approaching Star Pass, and there are eastbound I-10 freeway backups approaching Speedway Boulevard to Star Pass. And also collisions 22nd Street east of Keno Parkway at Cherry Belster Avenue. Swan and Broadway's clearing. 47 the overnight low, sunny, 74 tomorrow and 74 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
So I was on eBay because I'm absolutely obsessed
with this rare hologram trading card. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. eBay had it. They even had
the perfect parts that fit my car.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay.
Hey, man, it's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We're here at a local Tucson tobacco store where evil high tobacco prices have gone up yet again.
Look, up in the sky.
I'm Captain Tobacco, here to fight evil high tobacco prices.
My hero.
Remember, citizens, save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn.
Look at those muscles.
Stand back while I hang 5 on these evil high prices.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products. You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
He did it!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Hooray! My hero.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Tell them Captain Tobacco sent you.
Oh, brother.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Presenting Again Fling's love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better, Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
As the new year begins, Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing would like to thank you for allowing us to serve Tucson and the surrounding communities for the past 25 years. Whether it is a small water leak or a full air conditioning replacement, we do it all, big or small. For professional service, call Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at picturoxcooling.com.
Picturox Cooling, Heating and Plumbing.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Giants fans should be ecstatic. John Harbaugh brings stability to an organization that won just 13 games in the last 3 years. Now, can the front office give him the tools he needs to turn this ship around? I'm Adam Abdallah.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
And we'll continue to...
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
So we got this one right in terms of our BetMGM Network future plays.
Baylor showing pressure. Fafita will hand it off. There goes Risano up the middle. Ken Risano into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Now, Arizona closes the door on that one right up the gut again. Risano untouched into the end zone. A cavernous hole. Arizona takes it over.
That was win number 8 of the season for the Arizona Wildcats football team. They finished with 9. So we had a bunch of futures on both the college football and pro football sides that we played before the year started. One of them was we took the over on Arizona's win total at 5.5. So we came out winners on that at plus 125. We didn't necessarily do so well on the rest of our college futures, though. We had Kansas State again, and this is what the BetMGM Network folks gave us, and of course that network no longer exists because we lost all our money, and I made that happen. No, I'm just kidding.
It's all your fault, TK.
Yeah, Kansas State. We had Kansas State over 8.5 wins. That did not happen. We had Toledo over 8.5 wins. They finished with just 8 wins. That did not happen. We had Tennessee under 8.5 wins. That happened. They only finished with 7 wins this season. We had LSU over 8.5 wins. That did not happen as they only won, I believe, 7 games as well this year. We had LSU winning the SEC. That obviously did not happen. And we had Texas winning the SEC, which also did not happen. So of the, how many of that? Of the 7, we had 7 future plays. We only won 2 of those future plays on the college football side.
Let's see. Texas finished 5th.
Yeah.
And Tennessee finished 9th.
Right. Now, on the NFL side, we had 11 futures in terms of win totals. We had the Jets under 6.5 wins. We hit on that. We had the Patriots over 7.5 wins. We hit on that. We had the Bears under 8.5 wins. We lost on that. They're playing this weekend in the NFC divisional round.
Maybe the most surprising team, huh?
Yeah, I would think so. Nobody thought that they would arrive so quickly. We had the Bengals over 9.5 wins. Joe Burrow got hurt for most of the season, so we lost on that. We had the Raiders over 6.5 wins. That did not work out, and Pete Carroll lost his job.
Again.
Yeah. We had that play where we had the Commanders both under and over 9.5 wins, but we ended up taking the under on that, and we hit on that one because the Commanders were not nearly as good.
How close to 9 is 5?
Not close
okay.
At all. We had the Lions over 10.5 wins. We did not hit on that. Brad Evans gave us that one, who's now on BetMGM tonight. And so they came up short this year and did not make the postseason. We had the Saints under 6.5 wins. We hit on that. We had the Buccaneers under 9.5 wins. They just finished under, obviously, in not winning the division and not making the playoffs. We had the Packers over 10.5 wins. They came up short, winning just 9. And we had the 49ers over 10.5 wins. They got there as well. So we ended up winning 6 of our 11 plays on the win side of the futures for the NFL. So that's where we are. We'll total all these up and give you what the numbers were in terms of the money side of that as we move along. But first, one of our final 2 Panthers reports.
This Panther Update is brought to you by UNC Charlotte.
An exciting season has come to an end for the Panthers, and now there is much to look forward to for this young team. I'm Sharon Thorson with the Panthers Update after this.
Charlotte's momentum has a name.
UNC Charlotte, 32,000 students strong, ranked among the nation's top 75 public universities, recognized at the highest level for research, unmatched access to Fortune 500 companies, built for a top-tier city. This isn't typical higher ed. The difference is scale. The difference is momentum. The difference is Charlotte, UNC Charlotte.
The Panthers wrapped up their season with a 34-31 loss to the Rams in the playoffs, a game that went down to the wire and created an electric atmosphere in Bank of America Stadium. Panthers general manager Dan Morgan at his press conference earlier this week.
You know, I can't thank the fans enough for coming out, supporting us, and just showing us love all season. You guys stuck in there with us through thick and thin, and again, we really appreciate that.
Now Morgan and the coaching staff will turn their attention towards the offseason and continuing to build this team. The Panthers own the 19th overall pick in the draft, and Morgan is confident they'll find a player that will make an impact.
I mean, there's going to be a good player there, so we're going to have optionality on what we want to do. You know, I think everything's on the table, and at the end of the day, we'll get a good player right there.
Whoever the Panthers bring in will join a team that has a solid foundation, anchored by guys like Derek Brown, Chuba Hubbard, and J.C. Horn. Morgan knows they have the main pieces in place and is excited about what they can add.
It's definitely something foundation-wise that we can definitely build upon, but we're going to attack our weaknesses like we've done in the past couple of years.
I'm Sharon Thorson on the Panthers Radio Network.
This Panther Update has been brought to you by UNC Charlotte, built for a top-tier city. The difference is Charlotte, UNC Charlotte.
All right, let me give you, before we get to our Casino del Sol replay, let me give you 4 more of our team plays that we had this year on our BetMGM Network top plays. We had the Cardinals to make the playoffs.
You know that like sound of a car's tires squealing and then a big crash sound?
Yeah. Yeah. No. We had the Steelers making the playoffs. So we did win on that one at plus 150. So we'll win back some of that money we lost on the Cardinals. We had the Saints with the worst record in the league. They did not even come close to that. They won 6 games this year. The worst record in the league was a tie between the Cardinals at 3-14, the Raiders at 3-14, and the Jets at 3-14. So we lost on that one. And we had the Vikings to make the playoffs. They did not, and so we lost on 3 of our 4 team picks as well. Not doing very good on these futures.
So the Cardinals couldn't even
That's why the BetMGM network went away.
The Cardinals couldn't even get being bad right because they got the 3rd pick, right?
Exactly.
Tying for worst, but the Raiders get the number 1 pick, Jets 2, and Cardinals 3.
All right. Time now for your Casino del Sol replay.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Caleb Love and the Blazers are going to be playing tonight at home against, I believe, the Clippers. We chatted with Joe Freeman earlier in the show. He is the beat writer for the Blazers at the Oregonian about Caleb Love's playing time, which has skyrocketed due to injuries this season.
I can tell you that internally, the Blazers front office intends to convert him to a regular season contract when it can or when it's appropriate. And, you know, if that doesn't happen immediately, certainly ahead of next season. So they have really enjoyed not only what he's brought them, but there's another two-way player, Sidi Sissoko, who has emerged alongside Caleb as another important figure on this team as it battles all these injuries. But, you know, as you guys and your listeners well know, Caleb is a very confident shooter, a very prolific scorer who has been mostly streaky, you know, over his career, dating back to college days. And that kind of started or continued at the start of his unexpected surge this season. But what's kind of changed for him recently is he's a lot less streaky and just a lot more good and certainly a lot more consistent. Over the last 11 games, he's playing the best basketball of his young career. He's averaging almost 17 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. and he's shooting 47%, including 42% from three-point range. And so that is a really solid stretch, not just for a rookie two-way player, but for any player to do that in his role. He's come off the bench and provided a team that even ahead of the season, despite all the injuries, was not filled with a lot of shooting. Blazers have a lot of length, a lot of athleticism, a lot of defense, and a lot of just gritty basketball players, but did not have a lot of shooting. And so, injuries or not, he has provided a vital aspect or a component to the team that it sorely needed. And so, in many ways, he's been one of the biggest surprises, rookies in the entire NBA, I would argue. And, along the way, I mentioned Sidy Cissoko. These two guys, as the Blazers have kind of, battled adversity and kind of defied odds in a lot of ways to be even in the thick of the playoff hunt. They enter the midseason in 9th place in the West, a couple games behind the Warriors. They've been really gritty and really gutsy and kind of, inner your cliche here about a scrappy player. And a lot of that is based off the play and the persona of their two-way guys, of Cissoko and of Caleb Love. These are two guys who are fighting for their NBA careers, their livelihood, and really excelling in a surprising situation. So in many ways, these kind of gritty Blazers have taken on the persona of guys like Caleb Love.
Well, I'm sure he would love to hear you say that, because he coined the term gritty boys here, which was the mantra for last season's Arizona Wildcats club.
Good to know.
Yeah, he would absolutely love to hear that for sure.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Good to hear that Caleb Love has a new group of gritty boys up there in the Rose City. They'll be playing against Atlanta tonight at 8 o'clock, looking to try to get back towards 500. And again, he's averaging, like you heard him say, last 10 games, averaging 17 points per ball game. And we mentioned played 34 minutes the other night in that game against the Golden State Warriors, which Portland lost. So we'll keep an eye on Caleb and see how things go, and hopefully he'll get that contract that Joe talked about. That is going to wrap up our show for today. Thanks to J.W. Madden. Thanks to Joe Freeman for joining us. Thanks to Mark Daniels from UCF. And most of all, thanks to you for listening. For Cricket, for J-Dub, I'm David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 3 o'clock right here, DK on the Sports Tip. You are listening to Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. With collisions reported Campbell and Skyline Drive and Campbell. Also a wreck that occurred on eastbound I-10 near Star Pass. And your freeway backups on eastbound I-10 between Miracle Mile to as you approach Star Pass. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by IHOP. Introducing the IHOP Value Menu. All your breakfast favorites like pancakes, eggs, bacon, or French toast are just $6 every day. Get a big, filling sit-down breakfast for only $6. Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP Value Menu. Available every day at IHOP.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Tune in January 17th as your top-ranked Arizona Wildcats travel to Orlando to take on UCF.
Del Orso slams it home. He did what?
Pre-game starts at 10:30 a.m. and tip-off is scheduled for 2 p.m. on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save you money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. En garde! Ever wanted to try an Olympic sport but think you're too old, too out of shape, too busy, or that those sports are just too unsafe? Think again. Fencing is taking the nation by storm, and it's a safe, fun, engaging sport that's perfect for everyone. Any age, any skill level. Classes are safe, active, engaging, and community-driven. No experience needed, and most clubs offer loaner gear for beginners. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Maybe this is you too. There is enormous frustration right now with healthcare costs. It's amazing. Healthcare costs for families in the last 20 years have almost tripled, and it just keeps getting worse. All this to say, this is why MediShare is so in demand right now. People are looking for alternatives, and MediShare is proven. And yeah, you could save thousands of dollars a year and actually like it more. Here's the number. They're easy to talk to. 877-64-BIBLE. That's 877-64-BIBLE.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't, and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination, and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
As the new year begins, Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing would like to thank you for allowing us to serve Tucson and the surrounding communities for the past 25 years. Whether it is a small water leak or a full air conditioning replacement, we do it all, big or small. For professional service, call Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at picturoxcooling.com.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.